And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 sports stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. And now the Corry Federal Credit Union pregame show.
And welcome into the 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier, and joining me today, a special guest in the booth. He joined us for a game last year. Happy to have him back. Coach, welcome back to the air.
Oh, thanks. It's a pleasure to be back here, and I'd like to thank the station for having Coach Honcho back in the booth for this particular game. I started out with these guys when they first started into the program in modifieds, so it's going to be interesting to see how they take it out during their senior year.
And Coach Honcho and I will be bringing you the action here live from Clymer today as the 2-1 Wolfpack take on the 3-0 Eagles of Chautauqua Lake in a huge Class C South showdown. Today's game, huge implications for the rest of the season for both of these teams. CSP came up short last week against Salamanca in really what was a great game that came down to the last play where CSP was attempting to go in for the score to tie the game or potentially win it in a two-point conversion and drop the touchdown pass.
Yes, very unfortunate. They played their hearts out. It was actually a good game, very good game. And
on the other side, Chautauqua Lake, they've been tuning up against some teams that were maybe not the highest level of competition in the area. They beat Springville by a whole bunch last week.
Yeah, that's tuning up is a good way to put it. And we'll see how their mettle is tested today. And it's going to be interesting to see how the players play it out. So the best team with the best football play, and see who manages their X and O's the best.
Today is senior day for CSP here in Clymer. He just had the senior day ceremonies and getting ready for the teams to take their sidelines for the starting lineups here, I believe, in just a minute. But we'd be remiss if we didn't mention the obvious, right? And I don't want to dwell on it, but I do want to make sure we talk about it. And the obvious is CSP, defending state champions, the heart of their coaching staff, their head coach, and their defensive coordinator both make the transition over to Chautauqua Lake in Ty Harper and Chris Payne. And this is kind of contributing to a little bit of a rivalry between these two teams.
Yeah, we'll get the elephant in the room talked about right now, and this is a subject near and dear to my heart. And I think what everybody needs to realize at the end of the day, these coaches for all teams in Section 6 especially, because I know so many, they put their everything into it. And at the end of the day, sometimes you need to do what's best for your family. And Ty Harper gave a lot to this program, getting it started, and giving CSP 3 state championships, and managing the players and giving a great blueprint that can be followed forward. And then you got to do what's best for your family, and he had to make that ultimate choice. And I know some people are maybe a little bit angry and bitter about that, but we're all human beings, and we all have to look out for our families before others. And yes, CSP is our family as well, but he left the family in good hands.
Yeah, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with a decision like that, as we talked about pregame between the two of us. But it's also an opportunity for some new coaches to step into some new roles. And so for CSP's coaching staff, Coach Bodemer obviously stepping into that head coaching role, which is a role he had with Clymer right before the merger happened. Dennis Roberts, an opportunity to step up to the varsity program from the modified program, I believe. Yes. So several coaches getting elevated, getting opportunities to be part of the show.
Yep. And for my best friend Chris Payne, who's a consummate football coach, none better than analyzing and picking apart teams and prepping for the week. And he got caught in the politics of the time. That's another part of the whole coaching theme that we have here of dealing with politics and contracts and And, so when it came time and Ty moved on, there were no offers made, and he had to do what was best for him. And there was also a teacher contract that he wasn't a teacher anymore, so he kind of lost a little bit of ground there as well. So Chris is doing what he loves to do the best, and he said, yeah, I'm not ready to give up the game yet, and so he's going on where he's needed.
Now, what makes it interesting, beyond just the rivalry between the two coaching staffs, is this group of seniors for CSP, they obviously played in the state championship for Ty and Chris last year, so they have some vested interest. But for the Chautauqua Lake kids, it's an interesting position too, because this is their new coaches they're bonding with, and this is their old program. They don't want to let their coaches down in a situation like this.
There's a lot of energy and emotion, and the big key, I've talked to both sides, and I said, hey, you got to make sure these kids know they have to check their emotions, because emotions are eventually, if they rule you, they're going to be your downfall in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach, let's take a look at some of the players to watch today.
Yep.
CSP, it's kind of the same guys we see every week, but we'll go through them first. Sawyer Whitney, obviously, ton of carries, ton of yards. But the guy who's really shined the last couple weeks has been Cameron Einig.
Oh, yeah. He's my buddy. Cameron, I saw that back in Modifieds. I use Cameron Einig as my utility tool. If something was going wrong, I could pull him out of a normal position and he could go play something else, and he was all over the field. He could catch the ball, run the ball, and he's great on defense. He tracks the ball well, so it's going to be anxious to see how he progresses on.
For Chautauqua Lake, Westfield, Brocton, I think let's both pick a guy. I'll go first.
Okay.
My guy to watch today is the junior Thandon Bensink. He's their running back. He's a linebacker, a safety. He's kind of all over. He's Troy Palomalu on their defense. And the kid, he's a great wrestler, too, and really just a great human being if you get to know him. Thandon is the kind of kid who's going to be all over the field today. Definitely somebody CSP has to key on.
Yeah, they're going to have to keep him at bay. Definitely going to keep him at bay. I'm gonna pick the dark horse for today, because I want to see what this kid has. Is Nick Jacobson, number 1? He has not been in the lineup because he's been dealing with an injury, but this young man is the top athlete. He's a state contender and place winner in track.
Yeah, high jump, correct?
Yeah, high jump. So
just like Alex Barmore last year.
Yep, it's a lot of potential here. We'll see if he's ready and picks his game up today.
So Jacobson's joined in that wide receiving core by some other talented wide receivers, Carson Fairbank, Devin Hughes, to name a few. So they have some weapons. Senior quarterback Braden Gibbs, he had a really good completion percentage last year under his dad as a head coach. Transitioning to the Ty Harper offense, though, it's been a little bit of a learning curve for him.
Yep, I tell you what, he has really upped his game over the last 3 weeks. He's become very close-knit with Ty, learning the way he thinks and what he expects of him, and they're watching films together, and it's been a good relationship building forward. And it's a little bit of a near and dear to my heart, because I coached his dad in football when he was at Panama, so I do have some connections there, and he would have been my pick, but I want to see the dark horse to see what has to come today. But
and it's interesting with these small schools, you see the same kids in multiple sports, and I called some of these names on the baseball field. It seems like yesterday, but it was back in the spring, and I actually remember a play at Chautauqua Lake. Devin Hughes was pitching for Chautauqua Lake, and I believe it was Max White who hit a triple in the gap to win the game for CSP. So pretty cool to see that kind of the same names, you know what I mean?
Yep. We have a great backbone of athletics in the Southern Tier, as well as in Section 6. I would put my milk money on the line that Section 6 has probably the best competitive spirit and the best competitors all the way around.
I say every year Section 6 could play with the District 10 in Pennsylvania. A lot of PA football guys say that's not possible. D10's way better. PA football is so much better. This Section 6 programs down here, especially in the Southern Tier, can play with those schools all day long.
I'm from D10, so it's I know what those Pennsylvania teams are like, and I think we can hang with the best of them down there.
Got some out-of-town scores to talk about, Coach, from last night. We'll try to stick to the C and D schools that are familiar to our listeners. Newfane beat Randall. Actually, we're going to go to a quick ad from our quick sponsor during the national anthem.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown. 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Catby Farms in Clymer. 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting. The right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Clymer. National anthem in the books. Captains heading to the middle of the field for the coin toss. Out-of-town scoreboard coach. Randolph Falls, their first loss of the season to Newfane, 47-19. Not a close one.
No, that one was a shocker.
Newfane undefeated in Class D. They went, I believe they went 8-1 or 7-1 last year in Class C. Lost in the first round of the playoffs, so well on their way to another playoff run in Class D.
Yes, that's another one of those wonderful hierarchy of Section 6 to mix up the teams between C and D. Can never leave us alone. Always got to keep us guessing.
The other team rising to the top in Class D is Wilson. They defeated Gowanda Pine Valley last week. This week they defeat Silver Creek Forestville 35-12. They're also undefeated in the D.
Oh, that should be an interesting matchup then.
Wilson Newfane are rivals,
Wilson,
right?
Newfane, yes, they are.
In Class C, Southwestern gets a forfeit victory over Springville. So probably the other best team, I would say, in this C South gets to rest. The other undefeated team in C South, Salamanca, they pick up another win. They win 28-8 over Faulkner, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove. And Salamanca looked sharp in that one.
Yeah, Salamanca has definitely been looking sharp. Although our CSP guys really did a good job. And I think kind of had to wake up Salamanca a little bit. I think Salamanca was on a little bit of a coast, and CSP gave him a little bit of a bloody nose last week. So.
Yeah, I mean, that was, as we said earlier in the beginning of the pregame, that game could have went either way for sure. Other Class C score, Portville 50, Fredonia 22. And two other Class D scores, Franklinville, Ellicottville 23, Cat Little Valley 8. And, here's an interesting one. Up in Class B, Depew 40, Maryvale 26.
Oh.
Depew's on a run this year.
Yes, they are.
We'll get back to out-of-town scores and standings and things like that. But for right now, we're ready to get some football action underway here in Clymer. The big anticipated Week 4 matchup between Chautauqua Lake and CSP is about to get started. So, right now in Class C, you have Salamanca at 4-0. You have Southwestern at 4-0. You have Chautauqua Lake at 3-0 and CSP at 2-1. These four teams are probably your four playoff teams. Portville, though, might have something to say about that.
I still say those are the four top, and not in any given order, because that order can change at any time. We all know. We're CSP's one drop ball away from winning that Salamanca game, so it's really up for toss.
Horton's kick in the air. This one's officially underway. Fielded by number 6, Devin Hughes. He'll go towards the middle, and he's met there by the pack, but drags them forward up to about the 33-yard line.
Midfield.
Hughes showing the strength there. Drag about 3 players forward.
So this is gonna be a big first set for CSP defense here to try and make a statement right out of the blocks here.
CSP defense looked really good against Faulkner, Casadega Valley, Maple Grove until the end of the game. They looked pretty solid against Salamanca last week. We'll see what they can do against this high-flying Eagles offense. Gibbs going to be joined in the backfield by Thandon Bensink. 2 wide to either side. Gibbs under center. He'll send a man in motion across the backfield. He'll keep it himself and dive forward for a gain of 3 there or so, Coach.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how they're going to spot that. Could be almost, about 4 probably.
If you told me Ty Harper was coming in to play his former team and the first play was going to be a quarterback sneak, I would have laughed at you.
Tush push.
All right. Gibbs in the shotgun now. He'll audible out of that,
formation
go back under center. This is typical of Ty Harper, the formation shifting. 2 backs in the backfield. The give to the left side to Benson. He's met in the backfield and brought down for a loss on the play.
By my buddy, Mike Einink.
Cam Einink was all over that. So Cam came from outside linebacker on that play. He had to move 9 yards to get to the running back and got there before the ball did.
He hit him right after the running back got the ball. He read the play exactly.
3rd and 8 now. They'll go with an empty set. Now they'll bring a receiver towards the backfield. Gibbs snaps the ball. He'll throw quickly to the left side. Caught there by Jacobson. Jacobson breaks a tackle. He breaks another one, and he's going to get brought down just shy of the first down. Well, there's the flash of Nick Jacobson right off the bat. And you have to assume Harper wanted to get him involved in the play right in the gameplay right away.
I was wondering if he was going to be touching the ball in the first set.
4th and 1 here at the 43-yard line. This is interesting field position. I think Ty Harper might take a chance here.
Yeah, I mean, you're less than a yard here. You're like almost a half a yard.
Yes, less than a yard, and their running game has averaged like 4.5 yards a carry. So here we go. Big play right off the bat. Gibbs going to be under center. 2 backs behind him. Bensink, the tailback.
Shift.
Hard count now from Gibbs. There's the quarterback sneak. He's met with good resistance, but pushes his way through for a first down. Gomez with a tackle. So the quarterback sneaked twice on the first 4 plays, and that time worth 4 yards and a first down. Well, I can guess if you're game planning Chautauqua Lake, no one's game planning a quarterback sneak.
No. Not at all.
Braden Gibbs under center again. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Bensink alone in the backfield. A pitch to Bensink to the right side. The Wolfpack sniff it out. Flag on the play.
We got 2 flags on the play. One of them.
Toby Watson makes the play for the Wolfpack. And we'll see what these flags are.
The opposite side went off first, and then this side. Oh. Motion off the Chautauqua Lake.
Defensive play by number 51, Toby Watson.
Well, that'll set Chautauqua Lake back a little bit.
And still waiting for both calls. I think they may have called the same penalty.
It was kind of interesting. There was a delay between the 2 sides.
So they got a false start.
Yeah.
That's the only one they're going to show us. I think if there was 2, the other one was declined, and they're just not even going to bother telling us what it is.
I would assume. That'll cost them 5 yards, so now we're 1 and 15.
Yeah, long start now for Ty Harper's group after they got that first down on a 4th and 1. They'll change up the offensive set now. Put Gibbs in the shotgun for the first time today. 2 backs in the backfield. They'll bring 1 receiver across the formation. Fake the jet sweep. They give it to Bensink up the middle. Bensink has room to run. He's going to get about 10 yards on the carry. Brought down there by the pack. Looks like Troy Chambers and maybe Toby Watson on the tackle.
Yes, Toby was in on that. Toby's a great kid. Good player, too.
So now 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Again, Gibbs in the shotgun. There's the snap, a high one. He reels it in. Wide receiver screen to the left side. And nice completion. Going to break some tackles and get up close to the first down marker. And I believe that was Jacobson once again.
No, I believe that was
number 8, Asher Olsen.
Yeah, that was Olsen.
So Asher Olsen had an injury early in the season as well, right? He's come back from injury.
Yes. Seems like everybody's been plagued with these little annoying injuries.
3rd and a half a yard for the Eagles.
Early on,
8:30 to play here in the first quarter. 0-0 is your score. Gibbs under center. He's going to motion a receiver from the left side across. There's that quarterback sneak again. And again, Gibbs is going to get plenty. This time he's going to get about 7 on the quarterback sneak. And the Wolfpack got to find a way to stop that. That play is working way too well for them.
Yes. He capitalizing on that, because what they were doing is they were loading. CSP was loading on the ends.
Yeah, trying to prevent those sweep plays or those jet sweeps,
Right.
or even the wide receiver screens. All right, 1st and 10 at the 38 of the Wolfpack now.
That's one of those keep you honest plays.
So far, that keep you honest play has resulted in 2 first downs for the Eagles.
Yes, it has.
There's the rollout by Gibbs
Pass.
to the right side. He's going to fire, has a man, completes it to Jacobson,
Gibson, yep.
and he's pushed out of bounds at like the 22-yard line.
And first down.
So 2 passes downfield to Jacobson so far.
A 3rd consecutive first down for the Eagles.
All right, get the chain set now. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 23-yard line. Eagles already on the ball. Gibbs sends his running back to the left side. Going to bring a receiver across the formation. There's the snap. He fakes that. He'll take off himself, and he's met in the hole by the Wolfpack. And immediately he was gobbled up by Matthew Redlecki.
That is one kid I would not want to run up.
Redlecki sniffed that thing out. He knew it was a fake from the beginning.
Yes, he does. He does. That was a very good read on CSP's part.
2nd, and we're going to mark it at 10, but it looks like it was supposed to be 11. Gibbs now going to go under center. There's the snap. Fakes the pitch. He'll roll out the pass. Looking deep. He'll fire one up. He has a man in the end zone. He completes it. Touchdown. Yep. Oh, he dropped it in the end zone. Looks like he held on to it long enough for the touchdown.
He had enough to be on the line.
And that was number 6, Devin Hughes, with a touchdown catch. And that's what we were talking about pregame. There's a lot of receivers on this team.
Yes, there is. That was one of the things they had to adjust from the very first game, is the receiving core was a little shallow, and I know that's one of the things I had talked to them, that they were going to work on getting Gibbs some more targets.
6-0 Chautauqua Lake. They'll wait for Carson Fairbank to kick his extra point here. Snap is good. The hold gets down. The kick is up, and it's 7-0 Chautauqua Lake. Quick word from our sponsor, Coach. We'll be right back for the next kickoff.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
And welcome back in, Wolfpack fans, to the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. I'm Josh Hosier alongside Coach Honcho. Coach, thanks for joining us on the air today.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Again, I thank the station for having me as a guest announcer. And this is
interesting start to this one. The Wolfpack defense did stop the Eagles, forced them to a 4th down, but they were able to convert on the quarterback sneak, which they did on a 3rd and short 4 plays later.
Yeah, I was not expecting that. I'll be really honest with you, I was not expecting that play to be utilized like that.
So 7-0 Chautauqua Lake, 7:27 to play in the first quarter, and the kick in the air, a nice one, going to be fielded way back at the goal line by the Wolfpack. And here comes Burchanowski, breaks one tackle and another. He's up to the 25. Most of the time you see a kick all the way to the goal line, you say let that thing go, but Burchanowski knew he could get at least back to the 25.
When he was playing for me, boy, he was like, had wings. He's definitely a force that you got to be careful, because if he gets squeaked out, boy, he's gone.
And we talked about kids who have played multiple sports. Gavin Burchanowski is an excellent pitcher. I mean, his pitching IQ super high. He knows when to throw the right pitches. He's a lot of fun to watch on the mound.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the key to living in the Southern Tier. You can play as many sports as you want.
Wolfpack, a draw play up the middle for Sawyer Whitney. He's going to plunge forward for about 6 on the play.
Real good carry.
And the Wolfpack go to their bread and butter, and that's Sawyer Whitney right off the bat. But it was kind of a delayed handoff on a draw there, which probably caught the defense thinking it was going to be a passing play.
And that's exactly how that is designed. And a lot of teams don't play it off well.
This time the direct handoff to
Direct
Whitney.
handoff.
He has a great stiff arm and puts a man on his back. Trent Hauser, who's a defensive star for this Lake team, ends up on his back. And how about that for Sawyer? That's showing some real strength and a first down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, and we're getting a little bit of chirpy already. I was hoping that would be later on in the game, but tempers are flaring a little bit.
We'll see how Hauser responds to that one. Here's White now. He's going to throw it, and it's deflected in there by Tristan Gibbs.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if that pass was completed, it's a touchdown. There was no safety over the top. There was no one behind the receiver.
No. But Gibbs has got some hands.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch. Tristan Gibbs very different than his brother.
Yes.
Not the same skill set at all.
I joked with his brother. I said, hey, I think you need to throw to your brother. And believe it or not, he does not want to throw to his brother.
There's the snap, a pitch to the right side. Whitney gets past a few men, but he's going to get drugged down. Oh, still on his feet. Ball actually started to come out there, and he reeled it back in. It's going to be a very short game for Sawyer.
Yeah.
That one was an interesting play call. I don't know. Carson White pitched it before Sawyer even knew that the ball was snapped, I think.
Yes. Well, the interesting part is, Asher Olsen ended up bringing him down, but he was stopped by the defensive end there because that defensive end stepped up, that Clayton Smith, and was able to get hands on.
3rd and 9 for the Wolfpack now. 3 wide to the right, or to the left, sorry. White back to pass. He's got some time. Now he'll step up, fire. He has a man just out of the reach of Cameron Nining.
Yeah, just out of Cam's reach.
And that reminded me of that touchdown pass at the end of the game against Salamanca. They just about had it, but not quite.
If Cam would have had 2 more steps, or if he would have thrown a little bit to the left, Cam would have had it, and he'd have got some good yardage because there was nobody out in that corner.
And I'm not fully aware what that route is, Coach. Maybe you can enlighten me, but I think it's some sort of stutter slant. Like he's doing something over here by the numbers to delay the slant.
It's a delay slant is what it is.
Wolfpack preparing to punt it away now. Burchanowski crosses the formation, and there's a flag. They're going to get a encroachment on the Eagles, but it's not going to be enough for a first down.
We'll see what they do here now.
And we'll see them mark off this 5 yards.
Coach Payne is not happy about that.
That makes it 4th and 4 for the Wolfpack at the 42. Punt team stays in.
That's the ultimate in your defensive line discipline.
We'll see the same thing from the pack here. There's their shift. Now here comes Burchanowski across the formation. There's the snap. And Horton's kick nice and high, going to be fielded at about the 20, and the Wolfpack are there immediately to make the tackle.
So I think it's going to be at the marking at a 19 or 18, actually.
Huge play there by Blake Beckerink. He was flying down that side and got there before the ball did.
So unfortunately, in the first couple series on offense, we had a little bit of steam, but then lost some steam.
Teams look fairly evenly matched, even though the score is 7-0. The Wolfpack able to move the ball a little bit, but couldn't quite drive down the field. And the defense of the pack was able to stop the Eagles before giving up that 4th down.
CSP defense was definitely putting a stop and clogging things up, which is what you want.
Eagles offense takes the field. They'll start at their own 19 or 20-yard line. Gibbs in the shotgun. He had 2 wide to the left. He'll bring 1 across. They'll fake the jet sweep, give it to Bensink, and he's hitting the backfield. The ball pops
fumble.
out. And I think Gibbs got on it before a Wolfpack member did. Wow, Bensink got hit by Brian Gomez so hard in the stomach the ball came out. And Gomez just used his shoulder to create that fumble.
Yes, and Gomez is really good for that.
It's interesting. I know you and I have talked about it off air. Gomez chose to wear 7, which was Colin Ryan's number last year. He's kind of turned into a mini Colin Ryan this year.
I'm glad you brought that up. Yep.
Gibbs in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's looking to throw, looking to his left. Now he's going to roll. He's under pressure. He gets hit, and he gets hit again, and they'll bring him down for a sack. The Wolfpack all over Greek Gibbs that time. And it looks like Colton Hamilton gets that sack. Shout out to his dad serving our country overseas. He's watching our stream right now, and he just got to see his kid make a heck of a play.
Good for him. Hope you're having fun watching the game. Stay out of trouble. Keep your head down. Thank you for your service.
3rd and 15, 4:30 to play here in the first quarter, 7-0 Chautauqua Lake. Gibbs in the shotgun, 2 backs to his left. 2 wide receivers to that side. He'll bring 1 in motion. He drops back to throw. He's going to look deep to the left side. Now he'll check it down to the flat, and that man is hit immediately and brought down.
Cam read that one.
Cam Einig all over it.
He had that one for dinner.
And the Wolfpack defense stands up and makes a huge stop there.
That was an important stop for CSP right there.
Now is an interesting situation if you're Chautauqua Lake. You're backed up on your own 12, and you have to kick it to Burchanowski.
Ooh.
Burchanowski and Blake Beckerink, the 2 deep men for CSP.
Well, let's see how Burchanowski can do the 40.
The key here is number 9, Johnny Abers. If he gets a good chip block at the line to stop the guy who's going to be racing down the sideline, and they're actually going to go away from him, so he doesn't have an opportunity to make that play.
He's not even going to be in it. Well,
all he saw was Cam Einig that made the play. Here we go. Burchanowski fields it at the 48, and he's going to fair catch it there. Interesting.
So we're at the 50-yard line now, or the 48, actually.
I think Burchanowski didn't like the way that looked because he far caught that very early.
Yeah, he did. He stuck his hand real quick.
So the key block was on the far side, Coach. It ended up being Blake Beckerink who had to make it, but it's that gunner that's coming down on that far side. If you don't chip him at the line, he's got a free shot at your return man.
Exactly. And that's a judgment call on the return guy, whether or not he wants to take that or.
White in the shotgun, they give to Whitney. Whitney makes a move up the middle and runs over a defensive lineman. Anthony Mitchell put on his back.
I would say good 6-7 yards.
Man, Sawyer's showing the strength here early. He's not afraid of contact at all. That's 2 of the biggest guys on the Chautauqua Lake defense he's put on their back so far in this game.
Yes, running right over him.
2nd and 6, White again in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side, Whitney to his left. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. Whitney right up the middle. This time they're going to go for the legs and take him down. It's like number 58 on the tackle, Trent Hauser.
2 and 27 as well.
And
Tristan Gibbs and
Trent Ram.
Yeah, Trent Ram.
Tristan Gibbs knows for the ball, huh? He's all over the place on this defense.
He is. He sticks his nose everywhere where the ball is.
3rd and 2, Whitney again. He's going to get very close to the first down. It'll depend on the spot. He's met by a host of Eagles there.
Yeah, Philip Powell on the line. Wow, he pulled him down and back.
This spot is very close. 4th and a half a yard, maybe?
Wow.
I can't imagine they're not going to measure this.
Wow. Philip Powell, he basically had enough sense to know that he had to pull him and tackle him back,
Near
towards
side,
the CSP. Yeah, because otherwise it may have been a first down.
Near side line judge calls for referee's timeout. I think they're going to come out and measure this one. Interesting spot, though. I mean, we were talking about this last week. There was 3 measurements in the Salamanca game, and I can't remember the last time I saw a measurement stoppage in varsity football in Section 6 before that. It had probably been about 8 or 9 games.
Yes.
We'll get the chain stretched out and see if the Wolfpack earn themselves a first down here.
Inches.
Yeah, about a half a yard short. Maybe not even. Maybe a foot
6
short.
inches.
Yeah. So they're at the 42 of the Eagles. You have to assume this is a go-for-it play here. We're in kind of no man's land as far as punting.
Yeah. I was just sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, you almost have to go for this. Just to show, have a show of force here.
And the formation's interesting. They bring in a fullback. That's Gomez, one of their hardest hitting players.
Freight train.
And they also have Michael Horton playing tight end right now, who hits pretty hard as well. All right, Wolfpack with their heavy set. White under center. They'll do the quarterback sneak, and guess what? Carson White picks it up.
He got it.
So how about this? The battle of quarterback sneaks here in Clymer today.
And they brought Gomez in, and I know what they were thinking. They're all like, oh, man, we got to watch this.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be coming right over top of us.
Yeah. The old 32 dive there.
Yeah. And they weren't expecting him to take that. Quarterback sneak. Played.
1st and 10, trips to the right. Whitney also to that side. They give to Whitney up the middle. He's got a little bit of running room. He's going to pick up about 4 as he drags the defenders forward. He's running hard. He's already had about 10 carries in this game.
That little pack of dynamite there.
And as soon as we say that, they're going to give him a little break, pull him off for a second.
Yeah, he deserves a.
Blake Beckerink checking in at tailback. And Blake can run too. Don't underestimate what Blake can do. There's the snap, the give to Blake. He's going to take off up the middle with running room. Blake gets past the defender, and he's going to take off down to the 10. The 5, touchdown, Wolfpack. 36-yard touchdown for Blake Beckerink. Change of pace guy right there, and he got the job done.
Yes, he did. He was able to change the level on the run, and that's an important key for a running back, is being able to change that level and see the openings on the green.
You see the Wolfpack guys coming off the field, especially the offensive linemen. They feel like they really just accomplished something special right there. And tying this game up gives them some momentum here as we go forward.
Yes, they needed to have that.
7-6 Chautauqua Lake, extra point incoming for the Wolfpack. There's the snap, the hold, and it's blocked. Horton's extra point blocked by number 17, Clayton Smith.
Wow.
So 7-6 your score with 1:20 to play here in the first quarter.
That's gonna be a crucial point there. I'm not sure what the heck happened.
So a couple weeks ago against Faulkner, CSP had some trouble with the extra point.
Yep,
I was 3 of 5
one.
or 3 of 6 that day from the extra point. So I don't know if they're just not getting good blocking in the middle there, because the center, with your head down, things are weird. Typically a guard comes over and hits that guy.
Right.
What do you think, Coach? They're just missing that block?
It seemed like the leakage was coming from the sides, not so much over top of the center, because you do have those rules now to protect the center.
Right.
I know for that other game, the Faulkner one, he had some things going on, and he was just dealing with that personally and trying to adjust for the game, and he picked himself out of that.
He did. He had great down the stretch. He played absolutely incredible, including catching some big passes too.
So I don't know. I think you're right. I think it was more some leaks that did not get plugged that put that pressure on.
Right. Well, Horton gets ready to kick it away now. Pack down 7-6 with 1:20 to play in the first. An impressive drive from CSP. Now they'll play defense again, and that kick goes over everybody's head and through the end zone. Michael Horton showing off the leg. And it's funny, Coach. We've had this conversation a few times on air. Doc and I had it last week. He's not going to be what Bryce Hinsdale was as a kicker. But I'll tell you what, he's got a heck of a leg.
Well, let me tell you something a little bit about Michael Horton. Michael Horton is a great athlete. I fought tooth and nail with him over his career in football about staying in football all the time. And he's been in the principal's office this year. That's the elephant in the room that's been bothering me since the beginning, because he's a hell of a running back, and he's a force to contend with. And he can also catch. And so hopefully as the season goes out here, they'll get to use him a little bit more. He's really developed his kicking program. Yes, he has. Not quite probably to the level what Hinsdale was, but it's good to have that kicking.
Absolutely,
talent.
especially at the C&D level.
Yes.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 20. Going to be a designed run for the quarterback, Gibbs. He gets a nice little bit of running room, and Gomez is going to bring him down after a gain of about 6. Gomez all over that again, showing off the skill at middle linebacker.
Reminds me of my buddy Robert Overton. He was in the middle, and Gomez is very much like him. Hits hard, flows really good, and I think that's a key to having Gomez in the middle.
Here's a snap, handoff to Bensink on the left side. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. And kind of a weird tackle there. Benson kind of brought down from behind into the side. Tackle made by Toby Watson. Speaking of middle linebackers, following in John's footsteps, he's a disruptor. He's everywhere. And I heard the shout out for John Watson during the senior announcements. I'm sure he's here in attendance, and man, watching him fly around the football field was just quite the treat as well.
Yes, John was a good spectate for that.
I actually see a ton of former CSP players down front here. See Colton Rhodes and Blaine Ramahi. There's a deep
long
throw.
Pass, deep throw.
All over it is Berchanowski, and he does a really good job of not drawing a penalty there.
Nice coverage on that. Yeah, I was waiting for that, but Berchanowski did a nice job of encroaching but not touching.
Carson Fairbank did the thing you're supposed to do when the ball's a little bit underthrown. He just kind of let up, and he's still running, but he's not running as fast, and it usually makes the defender look like they're all over him.
Yes.
So really good route from him and heads-up play there. But Berchanowski does a good job as well. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. But yeah, shout out to Colton and Blaine down front. I'm sure there's some others. I haven't seen them all yet, but again, another passing play. Gibbs going to sling it. Has a man. That's a first down for the Eagles. He's going to break a tackle. He's up to the 45 and down to the 40. Touchdown saving tackle there by Johnny Abers. And who was the receiver there? Was that Devin Hughes once again?
Yeah.
So he had the touchdown, and now a huge play for the Eagles.
He's coming out on his own.
Little tidbit for you, for all the listeners. When I did talk to Coach Harper at 7-on-7s, he told me he thought Devin Hughes might be the best player on this team.
He definitely is a force to contend with.
First quarter comes to an end, 7-6. The Eagles lead the Pack, but the Pack certainly in the mix here. This is not anything one-sided. This is going to looking like it's going to shape up to be a great game here, Coach.
Yep, this is what you want to see in Class D and Class C. Just nothing but good football. Because I think sometimes we end up nowadays where you get all these, like you said in some of the scores, the box scores,
just
lopsides.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
And we'll stay here instead of going to a word from our sponsor, because I want to talk about this. In Pennsylvania this week, and you might have heard some about this, there is now a thing that started where these schools are actually writing letters to their opponents asking for mercy.
Oh, my gosh.
2 schools did it in the Whitfield down in Pittsburgh this week. Baldwin was one of them, and the other one, whoever it was playing, I believe, Pine Richland or one of the other big name schools, and they actually altered the quarter length for the second, third, and fourth quarters, and changed the second half to a running clock to accommodate the team not being good enough to compete.
I really feel bad, but it's hard. Anybody that's ever coached, especially at the scholastic level, you're going to have a potential of years where
sometimes you're just down. Yeah,
you're going to get knocked around, you know, and it's not pretty sometimes. And it's hard to keep your kids up on that. And I know that's why they're coming up with those types of rules to not have the kids totally demoralized. But at some point, you gotta get a culture change in your program to get the kids more invested, to get them in the weight room, get them working on their speed and their skills, you know, to improving it, get better. That's the way it should be looked at. But
second quarter underway. Gibbs a throw to this side, caught by number 6, Devin Hughes.
He'll
get pushed out of bounds by Gomez. Gain of about 4 on the play, maybe 5. And along those lines, Coach, you're absolutely right. And for me, I mean, and maybe I'm just speaking for myself and not for all student or college athletes, but to me it would be more demoralizing for my school to admit that I wasn't good enough to compete.
Yeah, I mean, what statement is that school and that coaching staff sending to their kids? We think you stink, and you know.
Yeah, that's rough. 2nd and 4 for the Eagles at the 34-yard line. There's the snap. Gibbs going to look to his right. He's got pressure in his face. He gets away from the first man and they get brought down. Great second effort there by Matthew Redlecki.
What? Wow.
And Matthew Redlecki, we talked about earlier, you don't want to run at him. You also don't want to see him coming unblocked like that.
Poor Braden Gibbs, I think he just saw the headlights.
And I can hear Ty Harper from here lighting up the offensive line for the Eagles after that one.
Wow.
3rd and 8.
What a play by Redlecki.
Gibbs in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right. His running back also to that side. He'll drop back looking to his right. He fires one up, and in traffic, deflected, and still brought in.
He caught it. Still brought in.
Blake Beckerink deflected the ball, and they still completed the pass. Unbelievable catch there. Is that number 8, Asher Olsen?
Asher Olsen. What? Oh, my gosh. What a secondary effort on Asher Olsen. He stuck his hand up there, stopped the ball, and the ball started to drop, and he was able to bring it into his chest and hang on to it as he fell down.
1st and 10 at the 19 for the
catch.
Eagles. Wow. And Beckerink sold out to deflect that ball, and he really made a great play on it. And 99% of the time, that receiver is going to lose that ball after it's deflected.
I don't think he thought that was going to happen.
Gibbs in the shotgun. Now they'll move everybody around. He'll go under center. 2 backs in the backfield, tight end to the left side. There's the snap, the give to that left side, and Bensink brought down in the backfield. Again, it's Redlecki.
Redlecki's on fire.
And he's fired up. You can see it. He's ready to make a difference in this game, and the last couple plays he certainly has.
He's got something brewing there. You can tell just by his stature and his energy that he's
and he was injured last year, right? So he didn't get to play a whole lot in that state playoff run. He's a guy who's very talented and probably would have contributed quite a bit even last year. So
yes, he would have.
2nd and 11 for the Eagles. 10-10 to play here in the first half. Chautauqua Lake leads 7-6. Gibbs in the shotgun. He has Bensink to his left, 2 receivers to that side, 1 to the other side. He'll bring one across the formation now from left to right. There's the snap. He's going to look to throw, looking to that left side. He's under pressure. He's going to get away from one man. He'll fire one out there now, and he has a receiver up at the 20-yard line, and the Wolfpack immediately make a tackle. Wow, that was a crazy string of events as well. Is that Carson Fairbank on the play as the receiver for the Eagles? And I'm not even sure who made the tackle for the Wolfpack. I believe it was number 5, Cameron Einig.
Yes, I was paying attention to the backfield because Clayton Smith stepped up and took care of Redlecki because Redlecki was coming again.
Yeah, there was what looked like a hold in the middle as well that was missed by the officials. 3rd and 1 for the Eagles now at the 10. Gibbs under center. There's the snap. Give it to Bensink, and the Wolfpack meet him in the backfield. Redlecki again. Toby Watson right there with him.
Redlecki again on the stop.
Matthew Redlecki is having himself a game.
Wow.
He's just abusing that guard on that side. I'm not
Yes,
sure
he
who it
is.
is, but he is all over the place.
His technique is spot on for what he needs to be doing. So now here you go.
Another big 4th down.
4th down, and you're on the 11-yard line.
And I don't know, kicking-wise, who Carson Fairbank is the kicker. I'm not sure how good his leg is for the Eagles.
He was struggling a little bit at the beginning of the season and had to make some adjustments, and since then has been doing much better. So we'll see.
And I would guess normally Ty Harper would just line up and give the ball to Than Bensink, but the last 3 times they did that, the Wolfpack stopped him in the backfield.
Stuffed him right up. And I don't know if you can do the
sneak's not going to work again.
Sneak's not going to work, or that Gibbs draw up the middle.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking for that too.
And if you throw the wide receiver screen, you know Cameron Eining's just lurking on that one, waiting for an opportunity.
He's hungry and he's waiting for lunch.
So we'll see what's drawn up here. This is the battle that doesn't get as much talk about. Ty Harper's offense against the Wolfpack defense. The battle I talked about last week being excited about was Greg White and the Wolfpack offense against Chris Payne. 2 guys that have coached together for quite some time and knew each other's style.
Yeah, well, here's the whole deal. Back when they changed policies and I was no longer able to coach because they weren't allowing volunteer coaches, I was always on the headsets with Harper up in the thing. But when I left, Coach White, Greg White, he took over my spot.
Right.
So he's been in Harper's head for several years now.
Exactly.
So that makes a difference.
well cued into the offense. 4th and 2, the Eagles going to go for it. The pitch to Bensink. He's going to get to the edge. He's hit there at the line to gain, and he's going to have that 1st down.
It's a big spot here, real big spot.
Everyone on the Eagles side was pretty sure he had it. Now some hesitation. The Wolfpack say, no, he didn't have it.
Oh, they're going to bring it out.
We're going to measure again, twice in this game. The spot actually ended up being a very favorable spot for the Wolfpack because I think Benson kind of fell forward from there, but maybe his knee was down and I just didn't see it from this side of the field.
It was very hard to see.
Here comes the chain gang. Huge measurement here.
The official is steadying the football. I've never seen him do that before.
Don't want it to move in the wind while we're waiting to measure.
Gonna think Chautauqua Lake's gonna get that wind. Oh, jeez.
And the Wolfpack take over on downs.
Huge spot. Missed by 2 inches.
And how about that? When Benson got that ball out in the flat, I thought there was no doubt about it, but the Wolfpack defense swarmed. Talk about speed. Speed to the ball.
Huge play. But again, Coach Greg White, he did a good job. He liked the way the program was working. He took that blueprint that he was given and he followed it. And that's a success to a program, is when you have somebody that's at the lower levels that carries that blueprint up as he goes along.
Absolutely.
And he's been able to translate that with his own style and flair at the varsity level now.
Give up the middle to Whitney. He's only going to get a few before he's met by Thandon Bensink there in the hole. And Thandon came flying up from safety to make that play for the Eagles. I mentioned him in pregame. Thandon is all over the field. They most of the time line him up at linebacker,
right.
But I've seen him at safety. I've seen him at cornerback. He kind of just goes wherever he needs to be. Right now he's the outside linebacker for the Eagle defense on 2nd and 9. White in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. There's the snap. He'll look to his right. Has a man. It's Burchanowski, but the ball
almost
deflected at the line, I think, because that ball ended up being quite a ways behind Burchanowski.
Yeah, that was surprising. I thought Burchanowski was in the clear.
Yeah. He got past Asher Olsen. Asher chipped him at the line, and Burchanowski just kept on going. He didn't even seem to be off balance. So now a big 3rd down for the Wolfpack offense And Coach Greg White being put to the test here by Chris Payne. This is that coaching chess match that maybe not everybody in the stands is seeing, but we're seeing it up here because we know both these guys.
Yeah. I've been inside Chris Payne's head, and there's nobody better at analyzing an opponent.
White looks to throw. Now he's going to scramble to his left. He'll line up and throw it. He has a man. Completes the pass to
Cameron.
Eining to midfield. He beats one man, gets knocked out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Oh, the official's going to spot him up at the 47.
Oh,
Big
man.
gainer there for Cam Eining. And that play broke down, and Cam broke off his route and took off across the field.
Cam is excited, but he's not a happy camper because he feels he just got robbed because he was on his way down.
Yeah,
He can see that end
no one was
zone.
going to stop him, that's for sure.
No.
Look at this, the Wolfpack right on the ball after that big play. 7:36 to play in the half. Pack trails 7-6. 3 wide to the right. There's the snap. It's going to be a wide receiver screen to that right side. They get it to Eining again. He gets to the edge. He's going to take a man on directly and push him 5 yards down the field and out of bounds. Cam Eining is feeling it.
Oh, my. Cam is on fire.
Eining going to be good enough for another CSP first down, I believe, depending on where they spot it.
Oh,
Just shy of a first down.
Shy of a first down. About a yard and a half.
Eining ran over Carson Fairbank
Oh,
in the flat.
my. He was like a freight train, out of control. No stopping that.
White in the shotgun, 3 wide to his right. There's the snap. He'll give it to Whitney. Whitney with some running room. He's going to get down to the 30 and down to about the 28 before he's brought down there by Asher Olsen.
Whitney on the carry, tackled by number 8.
Wow.
Asher Olsen.
This Wolfpack offense coming to life now.
Yeah.
First and 10 at the 30. 7:23 to play here in the first half. The Pack trail 7-6.
And now they're picking up the tempo.
White gives to Whitney right up the middle. He runs into a brick wall this time, though. Somehow still on his feet. He bounced off a defender and just kept going. 56,
That
Tavier Wells.
Yeah, Tavier Wells grabbed him and had him good. But he was able to break out of it a little bit and get a little more yardage.
I'm going to give him 3 on the play. The Wolfpack all looking at Greg White on the sideline. Coach White gives them the call. They'll do a little huddle here. Going to use a little bit of clock, I think. And you're in a weird place with the clock. 6:45 to play in the half. You don't want to give Chautauqua Lake too much time back either.
No. I mean, I wouldn't be rushing here.
3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. That 1 to the left is Blake Beckerink. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. He'll take off himself, Will White. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but no more.
Yeah, no more than that.
Tristan Gibbs quick on that play.
That's a hard one to call.
Kind of, I think you're just trying to catch the defense over pursuing there.
Yes. You're trying to catch them off balance.
All right, big third down again for the Wolfpack. 3rd and 7 at the 27-yard line. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left. There's the snap. He'll look to that left side. He's going to fire one, and it's incomplete, about 5 yards short of Gavin Burchanowski.
Yeah, I don't know what he was seeing. That's the hard part.
So
when you're sitting in the stands, you don't know what the quarterback sees.
One thing about Carson is he likes to throw that sidearm, like real low pass, and it prevents a lot of other guys from having to play on the ball. But sometimes that happens where he's just not.
It's not getting.
It's not lining up.
Yeah.
All right, 4th and 7 now for the Wolfpack. A huge play here. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. White has time. He looks to the left. He fires, has a man, and the ball falls out of his hands. And the Wolfpack will turn it over on downs on the drop from Cameron Eining.
Yeah, I don't know if
He did get contact at the time the ball came, but I didn't think it was enough to knock it out of his hands. Maybe he had. I don't think he was thinking to run before he caught.
Yeah, he was a little off balance with that.
Tough break for the Wolfpack.
That's what this game is. This particular game here is about statements, and we're getting these 4th down statements back and forth, and wow.
5:56 to play here in the half. The Eagles leading the Wolfpack 7-6. Thandon Bensing rushing off the field at the last moment here. So they'll go with Clayton Smith in the backfield. Smith with Gibbs. 3 wide to the right. They're going to try and move the ball here with 5:50 to play. There's the snap. Gibbs drops back to throw. Wide receiver screen to the right side. It's caught by number 6, Devin Hughes. He's going to get away from a man, and then Beckerink will push him out of bounds, but not before a 15-yard gain for the Eagles.
Yeah, good first down. Get it on the other side of the field here. Get it in CSP's backyard, you know.
Something else that's funny to me, and I know high school football is not college football or anything else for that matter, but the wide receiver screen is largely not part of the game anymore at the college level. No one wants to run that anymore, and we still see it a ton with these two offenses. Gibbs going to throw the screen once again. This time is caught by Jacobson, and he's hit and brought down immediately on the far sideline. Gain of about 4 on the play.
It's funny you say that because any of you out there in CSP land, I hope you've had a chance to catch some Arizona games with our very own Cameron Barmore in it. And guess who runs that tight end screen?
They run the tight end screen.
Arizona does.
They're 3-0 right now. Play at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah. I've been able to see him on the field, so that was a thrill for me as one of his coaches.
2nd and 4. Gibbs under center. The snap. Fakes the handoff. He'll roll out to his left. Pressure is coming, and Red Lecky gets him. He flips the ball away at the last minute, and Bensink thought better of catching that one and lets it fall to the ground.
That
would have been a sack of about 17 yards.
But in Bensink's defense, he was trying to calculate, is that a free ball?
Right.
You know, is that to the point where they could have considered a fumble or a behind? So good decision he made.
Yeah. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 4. 3rd and 6. Scoreboard says 3rd and 4, but it's 3rd and 6. 5:06 to play. Gibbs in the shotgun, 2 backs to his left, 2 receivers to that side. Tight end also to that side. He'll bring Hughes across the formation now. There's the snap. Looking, firing, tipped, and incomplete.
Nice
Number
stop.
75, Daniel Red Lecky. Only a sophomore makes the play.
Red Lecky, the name Red Lecky.
If you're Red Lecky today, it's a good day to be a Red Lecky.
Yes, it is.
And Daniel, I've watched play up through. He's only a sophomore, and in the modified program a couple years ago, he was wreaking havoc on everybody. I expect him to be just like his brother.
That was an excellent line play because many times defensive linemen miss that middle screen, and he played it perfectly.
4th and 6, 5:02 to play. Fairbank to punt. There's the snap. Kick is in the air. Nice high punt from Fairbank. And they're going to let that one bounce. And Burchanowski has to get out of the way. Really nice punt there from Fairbank. Going to down it inside the 10.
Yep. Man, I don't know. If the Red Leckies keep this on, I think we need to go over to Reds and have some pancakes and syrup.
We're going to take a quick word from our sponsor. We'll be right back.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union sports stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 sports stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support.
And welcome back into Clymer. 7-6, Chautauqua Lake leading CSP with 4:50 to play. The Wolfpack have the ball back, but they have the unfortunate starting position of their own 8-yard line.
Yep, they're back against the end zone here.
White in the shotgun, the give to Whitney. Whitney makes a move, gets brought down by his face mask. And because it happened in the middle of the pile there, Coach, I don't think anyone saw it.
I was surprised that some laundry didn't come out.
So just going to be a short gain for Sawyer Whitney.
Got to get that, got to dig out of this hole here because that's the worst feeling being backed up against your own end zone.
And you see a decision there. The Wolfpack thought about going with their heavy set. We saw Gomez come on the field for just a moment, and then they talked him out of it.
Talked him out of it, yeah.
White going to be in the shotgun with Whitney to his left. 3 wide receivers to that left side. 1 over here to the wide side of the field by themselves. There's the snap. Give to Whitney up the middle.
There he goes.
He's going to get past everybody. Breaks another tackle up to the 30, up to the 35, and drug out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Oh, big shout out. Yeah. Big shout out to Cam Einig for picking up 2 different blocks on that to give him that ability to run out there.
Number 4 is a beast, you guys. And this kid is only...
100 pounds soaking wet?
Yeah, and he's only a 10th grader.
Yeah.
So next year's team for CSP, that JV team went undefeated last year without Sawyer, without a couple other of these guys. I'm excited to see what those guys can do too. Oh, high snap fielded by Carson White. He'll flip it out to the flat, and it's incomplete.
Incomplete.
Kind of a good decision there just to get the ball out of his hands quickly after the bad
get
snap.
it out. Because if it gets caught, you're going to get some yardage. But if it doesn't get caught, you're back to the line of scrimmage. But if you held on to and ate it, you're 6 yards in the hole.
The Wolfpack trying to get back to the line here. 3:58 to play. It's 2nd and 10 at the 38. We'll call it 39-yard line. And they trail by 1. They're in this fight, and they're trying to take the lead here before the half if they can. Carson White in the shotgun trips to the right. There's the snap. He'll give it to Blake Beckerink, who's brought down in the backfield.
By Trent Ram.
Trent Ram read that play and was right there. He did not give Blake Beckerink a chance to do anything with the football.
Perfect gator roll tackle.
So now 3rd and long for the Wolfpack. Still having some trouble with the scoreboard yards to go over here.
I'm not even looking at it. I'm letting you deal with that.
3rd and 13.
This is an age-old, tale as old as time.
Well, if we were in Panama, I'd be getting yelled at because I'd be criticizing my good friend Jerry Ireland. Snaps high. Carson White going to have to chase it down, and he'll fall on it. Going to be a loss of like 25 on that.
That's not good at all.
Good news is the clock's running.
Yes.
Wolfpack's going to have to punt here, so they might as well run the clock as far as they can.
Yeah, get as much as they can out of that.
They're going to punt from inside their own 20.
Well, as you know, the scoreboards have nothing to do with the person. A lot of times it's the scoreboards themselves. All these scoreboards, I've been around for, I've coached at Panama for 34 years, and we've had problems for over half that. And and I know we've had problems over here. It's just they're aged out stuff.
Yeah, they're very old for sure. Waiting for the snap. There it is. Horton's kick. Almost blocked, but he does get it off. Nice kick. Going to bounce past the 50 and out of bounds. Well, no, it's going to die inbounds just inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Yep. Really a nice kick there. It's going to be 45 yards. 45-yard punt. Pretty solid for high school football.
Well, and he didn't kick a real high, lofty one, which gives the return team time to kind of set up underneath it. That was one of those mid-height ones that was you don't know where it's going to go or how it's going to bounce.
Right.
So you tend to have not a lot of returns on those ones.
Shout out to the CSP JV team. Picked up a big win on Tuesday night over Salamanca in Panama. And a game that was supposed to be played Monday, the rain said no.
Rain out.
They came back and put on a show led by a couple guys, but primarily by Dylan Kreiner, who played quarterback, tailback, linebacker, and really just punisher for the Salamanca Warriors. 1st and 10 for the Eagles, 2:33 to play. Wolfpack defense needs to make a big stand here. There's the snap. Gibbs looking to throw downfield. Pressure coming. He's on the run now. He's going to try and line it up again, and here comes Cam Einink. Einink gets him.
Oh, my.
And Daniel Redlecki as well.
Wow. Wow. That was an Einink-Redlecki combination there. Tag team match.
Initially, Gibbs had plenty of time, and then the line just broke down really, really quickly.
And I'm sorry to say I was not paying attention downfield to the receiver end. I was paying attention to what was happening in the backfield.
He did have a receiver come back across the formation. I believe it was...
Is that who he was trying to
I believe it was Devin Hughes coming back across, and he would have been wide open if he could have got his feet set and threw the ball to him.
Wow.
2nd and 11 now. 1:48 to play in the half. There's the snap. Fake the handoff to Benson. He'll roll to his right. He'll throw. Jacobson, his target. He hits him just at the sideline there.
Looks like...
and they're going to say he was inbounds and made the catch. Interesting on the clock running because he ran out of bounds on his own. He wasn't touched.
Yeah. I don't know what he was thinking, what he saw.
1:24 to play.
It almost looked like he felt he was a little bit off balance, and the better thing to do was just to make sure you had the ball and then
instead of trying to turn upfield.
Yeah, and go out of bounds.
3rd and 2 for the Eagles. 1:10 to play here in the half. They lead 7-6. Gibbs under center. Wolfpack load up the box. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. He'll drop back the pass. Pressure in his face. Gomez has got him, and he brings him down.
Wow. That's a huge play by Gomez there.
That is a 16-yard sack by Brian Gomez, and it's 4th down. And timeout Wolfpack.
Gibbs had a little bit of foot. He got his foot caught up when he came back from the snap, so...
I'll tell you what, that timeout from Coach Bodemer right there is not even necessarily that they're going to try and do anything offensively here. That's just to get his kids fired up. He's proud of his defense, and he wants them to know it. So 53.8 seconds remain. The Wolfpack trail 7-6, and we have a slugfest here in Clymer. If anyone thought this was going to be a 54-48 game, I think you're wrong. This is going to be a defensive battle.
This is going to be, this is going to be a brutal knockout drag-out.
And we wouldn't want it any other way, would we, Coach?
No, you knew that. you knew the way the electricity was in the air, and all the behind-the-scenes stuff that's been going on throughout the week, and then the setup of the seasons, and yeah, it was one of those things I had talked about with all the guys. I'm like, you couldn't have got this one for the first game of the season, you know.
Well, I know originally CSP said this was going to be homecoming, but because of the field designations, Panama has the homecoming game this year.
Yes.
So this becomes senior night.
Well, what they also wanted to do is I want to put this out here real quick. There were several, if not many, of the especially seniors on CSP that wanted Ty here for their senior day out of respect, because they have deep respect for him.
Right.
So I give those players a big shout out and kudos for getting the staff to change that homecoming thing.
Fairbanks kick, fair caught by Beckerink at about the 33-yard line? 32?
Yep.
47 seconds
47.
to play.
So now...
So what do you do here, Coach? You're coaching CSP right now. You got a couple timeouts left. You got 2. 47 seconds. You're down by 1 to a pretty good defense here.
Wow, I tell you what, because all it takes is one mistake, and you go into the locker room under more than you are now.
Down another score.
Yeah. So I'm like, you'd have to give some serious consideration to a kneel here.
2 wide to either side. White in the shotgun with Whitney to his right. There's the snap. He'll throw it to this side. Burchanowski makes the catch. Flag on the play. Burchanowski runs a man over, and he's close to first down yardage, but that flag is going to bring it back. Sideline like that.
Laundry on the field, not good.
And this Wolfpack team not afraid to take on contact. Once again, now Gavin Burchanowski showing us that.
That hurt.
What was the call, Coach?
Block below,
block below the waist.
Chop block.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's not good.
And that would have had to been on the tackle, right? They don't call that on the interior lineman.
No.
So they'll back up the Wolfpack after that very nice play by Gavin Burchanowski.
It depends on where it occurred on the field.
Oh, right, because once the pocket's broke down, it can be anybody?
Yeah, because once the chop block, block below the knees, that's a 15-yarder, isn't it? Yeah, and that hurt CSP bad. And what happened is, I saw something go on, and what happened is that happened after the ball was caught.
So it was not consequential, yeah.
It was not. That's that bad judgment on a lineman that says, I'm going to keep this guy from out of the play, and it wouldn't even have made a difference. 1st
and 25, the give to Sawyer Whitney. He'll get a gain of 2 or 3 on the play. Clock under 30 seconds.
I'm kneeling it, I'm sorry, I got 25 seconds running on the clock.
Yeah, I think they handed off there because there's still 2 timeouts left for both teams.
Yeah.
And they didn't want Ty Harper to call his timeouts and get the ball back, so down to 10 seconds to play. We are going to go to the half here in Clymer, 7-6. The Eagles up by 1 on the Wolfpack in a slugfest. Coach Honcho and I will be back after some words from our sponsor with the halftime show here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. Stay tuned. The Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
WHYP-LP Corry.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music.
You are the only exception. You are the only exception.
And this is Channel 98.9 Music.
So who the hell am I? Who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor. But God, I need a
Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're going to love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight right here on Channel 98.9.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown. 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Catby Farms in Clymer. 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting. The right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to a pop concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I have a soft pretzel.
Or B, just roll with it?
Justin! OMG! I love you, Justin! I love you!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Angela Morton. I help bring awareness of drug and alcohol issues to rural areas. Let's talk about addiction. Did you know addiction is a medical condition that is treatable? Using drugs or alcohol changes your brain, and treatment can help people recover from addiction. If you or someone you know are struggling with drugs or alcohol, or wonder if you might be addicted, help is available even if you don't have insurance. It's your life and your decision. It just starts with a phone call. Call 1-800-662-HELP and ask about treatment options in your area. This message is brought to you by Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Dave W. Phillips, along with my sidekicks, Taryn McKenna. We have a new show here on Channel 98.9. It's called Studio B. Indie alternative music, SoCal style. Studio B is new, cutting-edge music from up-and-coming artists, or artists you may not have heard of before. Studio B, Sundays at 7 p.m., right here on Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music. She said, I don't hate you, but I just want to save you while there's still something left to say. And this is Channel 98.9 Music. Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
Thanks for tuning in to CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream, powered by Lictus Oil and Propane. The halftime show is a presentation of the Corry Federal Credit Union. Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fencing.com, the Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net, Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman, First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown, 716-450-0847, Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama, TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabby Farms in Clymer, 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting, the right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back into Clymer, New York. where the CSP Wolfpack are in a dogfight with the Eagles of Chautauqua Lake Westfield Brocton. It's 7-6, the Eagles leading at the half. I'm Josh Hosier alongside Coach Honcho. Coach, welcome back to the airwaves once again.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the term dogfight is an understatement at this time. This is probably some of the best football you'll see all the way around. Some of the secondary efforts of all the athletes on both sides of the ball have been phenomenal. Stuff that you don't see every game anymore.
So Section 6, we're a little spoiled. There's good football in Section 6 comparative to other parts of New York. And no offense to those other sections. I know Section 4 would argue they have the best football with Tioga and Waverly and those programs. However, Class AA put on a show this year. Jamestown over Lancaster and a thriller over there in Jamestown. There's been some great games in Class D and Class B. We just mentioned the Maryvale game. Surprise loss to Depew for them. But Class C seems to be top to bottom this year, the most competitive class.
It is. And it's like the Section 6 gods in their offices decided, hey, let's change these Class D and Class C's up, and
they certainly made D more
competition.
With more teams in D, it makes it more competitive just because you have the opportunity to slip up sometime.
Well, let's play devil's advocate with that elephant in the room, which has always been a pet peeve of mine. You punished a group of kids that is a complete different makeup than the ones that won the state championship.
21 seniors off this team.
And they kind of just, you take it with a grain of salt, and you just come back and you play football. Because, again, at the end of the day, it's who's on the field and who's playing the best football. And right now, let me tell you, these two teams are playing their best football. This is definitely some good level play. But, boy, can you imagine this CSP team in D?
Yeah, I mean, other than the Wilson and Newfane are the two undefeated squads. I mean, we saw them play Franklinville-Elkiville, who's currently in 4th place in D, and that was not a close game.
No.
So they're at least the 4th best team, if not better, right? So
CSP would be in the top 3 of Class D right now.
And I think they play with Wilson and Newfane, so I think maybe they're Section 6 champs once again,
Yeah.
The question will be, with this many seniors again, so a good group of seniors again, I think there was 13 of them, is this team going to be punished again next year?
That's my fear, and if they do, I'll be honest, I've heard whisperings already that they're going to be stuck in C for another year, and I think that's a disjustice to Class D football and our own little corner of the state, and I'm not sure why or how they come up with those decisions. I know it was vehemently fought with the council, and they could care less. They just want to.
One thing that to fans seems unfair is Tioga can stay in D and collect championship after championship.
Correct.
Meanwhile, CSP is forced to move up and compete with a higher level of competition. It almost seems like Section 6 is handcuffing themselves and preventing themselves from having repeat champions.
Well, and then I keep hearing the words, which I really hate, as one of the 3 coaches that started this combined 3-school program, is that, well, it's because you have 3 schools. I'm so tired of hearing that. When Tioga can recruit from Pennsylvania because those Pennsylvania schools folded their programs.
Correct.
So now they're crossing state lines and he's recruiting. Come on.
Yep.
And
you see the same thing with the Waverly program. They have a lot of PA kids as well.
Yep.
And, if we go anywhere else in the state and talk about the Class D programs, there's very few Class D programs left. So some of them have buys right into the state playoffs. There's no section playoff battles like we have here in Section 6. So just being Class D doesn't mean – shouldn't mean anything. You should still have to fight your way there.
Exactly.
And Class C is B and C are the 2 biggest classes in New York. B's still the biggest. C's very close to it. The number of teams, though, just makes it your chances of something not going your way higher and higher and higher.
Correct. But I would never, ever trade our little spot in the world. It's good to have tough competition, and that goes through all sports. As a former head coach at Panama for wrestling, I always appreciated the level of competition, especially when we got deeper in the season.
Yeah.
Our section really produces well, especially at the state tournament, and we're able to push each other. And that's what it's all about. That's what sports are all about, is you have good competition that pushes each group to perform and get the best out of it instead of just walking through something.
Absolutely. And I think you see it especially, and not to get too far off on a tangent, but girls wrestling in Western New York right now.
Oh, yeah.
Class, there's only one class for girls wrestling right now. There's not 2 different groups, like there is in boys wrestling. But Section 6 shows up with a ton of girls in comparison to anywhere else. The only other area that's competitive as far as the numbers is the Mohawk Valley, because they've been doing freestyle up there for as long as it's been around, I think. But Section 6 really represents well, and there's some incredible athletes in girls wrestling. But, schools like Panama, who are playing with Chautauqua Lake for girls wrestling, they're wrestling, Niagara Wheatfield and Clarence and, these huge schools.
Bigger guns, yep.
So, they're up, as you said, exposed to that big competition right off the bat, which is super important. 2 minutes until the half is over here in Clymer, and we talked a lot about things going on around us. Let's talk about the standings real quick. C-South, top the standings are Salamanca and Southwestern, both at 4-0. Southwestern got that forfeit over Springville, and Salamanca, big win over Faulkner, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove. Then it's Chautauqua Lake at 3-0 and CSP at 2-1. Obviously, the outcome of this game going to have a huge impact on the rest of the season.
We know who the top 4 are in C right now. But
so Faulkner, who's 5th, has already lost to CSP. They've already lost to Salamanca, and I believe they've already lost to Chautauqua Lake. So they're probably not moving up. Portville, who's at 6th, they have not played CSP yet, so that could be a potential big game. I think that one's at Portville as well.
Yes, that one's at Portville. Yeah, it's. I wonder how bad that 2-week layoff is going to be for Southwestern.
Right.
I hate that. That this doesn't bode well, and
it happens in PA more than it happens in New York.
Yes, it does.
You have a lot of teams this time of year that start just canceling their season because of injuries and things like that.
And it's a shame. You have to look at what's going on with the program.
And while we're on PA football, one thing to note, Corry won their homecoming game last night in overtime with a walk-off touchdown. Really an amazing play. If you flip over the 98.9 Sports Stream's Facebook page or their YouTube, you can catch that play. And it was a game-winning walk-off overtime touchdown pass to get it done at homecoming for Corry. So congratulations to the Beavers.
Well, I tell you what, shout out to Fort LaBeouf, too, because I keep hearing Corry, I keep hearing Fort LaBeouf and all the buzz when people are talking about athletics in the area and sports, as well as our teams. So
I'll tell you one other one that no one's talking about that they should be, and I think they like that they're flying under the radar. 5-1 after pulling off a big win last night, the Eisenhower Knights.
I was just going to ask you, what's up with Eisenhower? They're always good for being in stealth mode.
Much like CSP, they got moved up this year. So they were a 1A team in PA. They merged with Youngsville for sports because Youngsville's been closed. And because of that, they moved up to 2A. And everyone said, it's going to be a tough road for them. It's not been a tough road. They're doing exactly what they always do. Jacob Zach, the quarterback for that team, that kid is incredible.
Yes,
really fun to watch.
It's they always have a good program. They have a good culture over there, and they're able to bounce back from changes.
The pasture of pain, they call their field over there in Eisenhower. And the first time I went there to do a game, I was impressed.
It is. It's hard to tell people up in our area in New York what it's like when you go to a PA game. I mean, we have great fans. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But, boy, you talk about going to some of those PA games, and it's like fans on steroids.
Oh, yeah. Especially the closer to Pittsburgh you get.
Yes.
Another big game that happened down in PA last night. We're getting ready for kickoff here, but for the first time in as long as I can remember, the Newcastle Red Hurricane are back. They beat the Aliquippa Quips last night in a thriller in Newcastle. The Red Hurricane, the third winningest team ever in the state of Pennsylvania, been terrible for the last 10 years.
Right.
They're 4-1 or 5-1, something like that. They're really on fire right now.
Well, that's like I said, sometimes programs take some hits for several years, but it all comes around.
Kickoff for the second half in the air. Burchanowski fields it at the goal line. He's up to the 5 to 10. He'll get hit at the 15 and fall forward almost to the 20-yard line. And really a hard hit to the lower body there for Gavin. He kind of seemed a little slow getting up.
His legs took a hit on that.
Not a bad return. Gets him back to the 21.
He's walking a little bit gingerly back to the huddle.
So the Wolfpack trail by 1 here. And we had halftime to talk about it. Coach, what did you tell the Wolfpack at halftime if it was your huddle?
Oh, wow. We need a little more. We need a little more. I mean, we're doing great, but we need a little more. We got to focus on not making mental mistakes. And just that secondary push and that secondary effort has got to be there.
They bring Horton in motion. He'll lead block for Whitney, but Whitney gets gobbled up in the backfield, brought down for a loss on the play by number 56 or 58, 56 to Tavier Wells.
Tavier Wells. He's been coming in the limelight here off and on throughout this game.
So the Wolfpack now 2nd and 11 after that play. I kind of like the play call. You bring the receiver in motion, and it's big Michael Horton to lead block for you.
And Mikey can block. Like I said, he can block. He can
High
run,
snap
he can
given to
catch.
Sawyer. Going to be back to the line of scrimmage, probably no more.
Yeah, that was a tough call.
And that's one of those ones where you're the running back and you see that high snap and you just know the defense is already coming, and by the time the ball's in your hand, you just kind of got to bear down and get ready to be hit.
Exactly. Well, Chautauqua Lake's doing a great job of plugging up the middle.
3rd and 10 now for the Wolfpack.
Let's see how they stretch it out here.
White in the shotgun, Whitney to his right, 2 wide to either side.
Motion with Mike again.
Horton across the formation. That's the way White will go. He looks to pass downfield, fires.
Oh!
Intercepted at the 27 and ran out of bounds down at about the 15-yard line. Asher Olson with the interception for Chautauqua Lake.
I'm not sure what he was seeing there, because
beyond Olson, there was about a 10-yard gap before you got to the next receiver, I believe Blake Beckerink, and he was in double coverage.
Because you had Mikey Horton shallow. Yeah, I don't know.
Tough break. And really, this is something we talked about early in the season. Carson White, he can really sling the ball around. He does that sidearm throw and stuff like that, but occasionally throwing it that way, throwing the low ball, means it leaves you open to that kind of interception.
I am not a fan of that sidearm. We've had several sidearmers over in the past, and you try to break them of that habit.
1st and 10 at the 14, and out route on the far side.
We got Laundry on the field.
And nice completion. Gibbs down to the 2, but the flag going to bring back that completion to Devin Hughes.
Oh, let's see. Yellow.
I assume they had Hughes offsides over there or not set.
This is going to be an interesting call.
Yep, false start against the Eagles. And I don't think Hughes was the guy in motion, right? And I don't think he quite got his feet set before the ball was snapped.
No, I see Coach Payne making some adjustment with him. Good coaching on Payne's part and Harper's part, not yelling at him, just say, hey, we got to adjust this. And that's what I said earlier when you asked about what are you telling your kids. We got to watch those mental mistakes. Mental mistakes have to be shelved this second half, because that can be costly right here.
1st and 15 after the penalty. Nice break for the Wolfpack defense to get this thing reset at the 19-yard line. There's the snap. Gibbs going to look to throw pressure in his face. He's going to have to escape to his left side. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage when he's brought down there by several Wolfpack members, including Daniel Redlecki. Wow. Interesting start to the second half. I wouldn't be surprised anything happened at this point, Coach, because this has been really just a crazy football game.
To be honest with you, I don't know what I was expecting coming into this. I didn't know what I was going to see, and now I'm even more befuddled that this is. It's great football, great day. This is a great,
beautiful
fall day. You don't get any better football than this.
2nd and 11 for the Eagles. Gibbs in the shotgun. There's the snap, a low one. He reels it in. He looks for his man down the left side. Now he'll run away. Pressure in his face. He throws the ball up and intercepted by the Wolfpack. No, he dropped it. He dropped it due to the contact. And how about Jacobson coming back to knock that out of his hands? And he's hurt.
What a play by Jacobson.
Cramp,
you called it.
We knew that was going to happen eventually. But I'll tell you what, the Wolfpack interception would have counted, but Nick Jacobson turned around. He was halfway across the field running a slant and just came back and hit the man who made the interception, knocked the ball out.
What a play. Well, remember I said at the beginning, I want to see what he comes up with.
High football IQ there from Jacobson for sure.
Wow.
And the Wolfpack denied their turnover that would have undone their own turnover previous to that.
Yeah, that wow, what a play. What a play on both sides.
And we'll wait for the cramp to get worked out down here. Score still 7-6. The Eagles lead, 9:44 to play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Dr. Hosier down there taking care of one of my former players, and also coach.
And he's a JV coach this year.
He's a JV coach this year. I stepped out of the head coaching job for Mods so that Derek could come in and start his coaching career officially instead of being a volunteer. And so he's a great addition to the program.
And Derek's been with my daughter all the way up through her progression through modified and JV. And obviously it's nice to have, like you said, have the same coaches up through, and it's certainly been a benefit for her to have those coaches.
Oh, yeah.
it's
Consistency, if you can, consistency good. But like I said, sometimes you have to roll with the punches. You get new people to come in, family decisions like Ty Harper made comes in, and you just gotta go with it,
So they're going to carry Burchanowski down to the bench now. He was limping, and they were trying to give him a little assistance. Instead, they just decided to carry him over here and set him down. And it's funny, Gavin, as big of a kid as he is, as hard as he can hit, no big deal for the coaching staff to carry him to the bench.
Yeah.
3rd and 11 for the Eagles. Big play here for the Wolfpack defense. Gibbs in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's going to look to his left, now to his right. He'll fire one up. 2 men in coverage, and that one is overthrown. 4th down. Eagles really wanted a flag there.
Yeah, I know. There was some hands and some faces. Asher Olsen was doing his best, but they had him double covered.
Yeah, and so Gomez dropped back from the linebacker position to help Cam Einink out there. And Cam Einink was the one who was right in his face, and I'm sure that was a very intense exchange.
Yes, it was intent, but you got to have intensity. You got to push the intensity. Sometimes it wins for you, and sometimes you might get a flag. But
4th and 11 at the 16. Eagles going to go for it here. Gibbs in the shotgun with
big play
with Bensink to his right, too wide to that side. There's the snap. He'll look to that right side. Now he's going to move back to his left. He's under pressure. He'll fire from the pocket. Has a man. Completes the pass. And in for the touchdown.
Wow.
Asher Olsen once again.
Asher Olsen. He catches it at about the 3-yard line, at the 3-yard line. And as he's tackled, he stretches and leans and crosses the plane.
The Wolfpack defensive line did everything right there.
They did.
The ends held the contain and kept Gibbs in the pocket. Gibbs stepped up, made a off-balance throw that you would think probably wasn't going to get there. Olsen came back to the ball.
I thought for sure it was going to be an interception.
Yeah.
Because the way he was off balance when he threw it, and it was just kind of a loft throw, I thought, oh, man, you got 3 Wolfpack right there. One of them's going to get it, and it's going to be a pick 6. But they were able to hang on to that.
And this is when they say football is a game of inches. This is an example of that. We had an interception that was knocked out of Burchanowski's hand the play before, and then that touchdown that probably could have been a pick 6, as you said. Extra point is good. It's 14-6. Chautauqua Lake. Quick word from our sponsor. We'll be right back here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295-4282. The Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream thanks Triple E Manufacturing and Design for their support.
And welcome back into Clymer, New York. Here on the 98.9 Sports Stream, Wolfpack trailing 14-6 with 9:27 to play here in the third quarter. And their defense made a great stand there, Coach, but just wasn't quite enough.
And sometimes you can do everything right. You can do everything right on defense, and you still have that one little chance that something's going to hit, and the other team's going to capitalize.
Nice kick, going to be fielded at the goal line. Here comes Einink. He's going to make a man miss and then trip and fall into the defender. And
I don't like the way that
Einink's
tackle.
Down at the 20. There's an interesting reaction from the Chautauqua Lake sideline. They thought like it was a good hit possibly, but Einink was off balance and took a shot to the upper body.
Yeah, that was almost a horse collar in my opinion, because his hand and arm was right in.
And the toughness of Cam Einink as he comes right back to his feet.
Yeah, I would say Cam is, if not the toughest kid on that team, he is right up there in the top 2.
My guess is he's probably more mad he's got to come off for a play than he was injured.
He's irritated right now. He's irritated that took him off the field.
Wolfpack offense going to come out. They're going to need a statement here as they trail 14-6 here in the third quarter, starting at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, Cam is not happy. Not happy at all. He is as tough as they come.
White in the shotgun, high snap. He has to reel it in. He fires it off anyway, completes the pass to the far side. He has Johnny Abers, and Abers going to be brought down on the flat almost immediately by Jacobson.
Now, we talked about his sidearm. in that particular case, that sidearm saved negative yardage. Even though they didn't, they got half a yard.
Yeah.
If he would have ate it, it would have been -6. So that little sidearm off to the side saved him out.
All right, 3 wide to the left. Eining still off the field. There's the snap, a handoff to Whitney, and he's going to go nowhere. Breaks the tackle, though, and he's going to at least get back to the line of scrimmage there before the whistle.
I don't know.
And then he gets gang tackled well after the whistle here. And now the chippiness is back, Coach. A lot of shoving there in the pile. I'm going to say loss of 2 for Whitney on the play. 3rd and 11 for the Wolfpack. Eining back on the field now. So he took 2 plays off.
That boy does not want to be off that field at all.
Waiting for this big 3rd down now. There's the snap. White going to roll to his left. He looks to throw. He'll fire one up for Eining. He's got one. And Cam comes down with the football at the 50-yard line. Cam Eining makes an incredible catch. And what a play Cam just made over top of Devin Hughes. That was an incredible reception.
Now what? The official send him off the field.
I'm not sure why they took him off the field. Did his helmet come off?
Oh, no, he's bleeding.
Oh, okay.
Blood
for Eining. And Hughes is hurt. He's down at the center of the field. He went right over the top of Hughes. I mean, he hurdled him.
Wow, I can't believe what I just saw. I wish we had instant replay on that.
That's 2 of the most athletic guys on the field right there, and that was incredible.
It is. Yes,
the only problem is Hughes is holding his head, and I don't like to see that for anybody.
No, I don't either.
Devin Hughes is a real tough kid. He's being tended to by both teams' athletic trainers. And while that's happening, we'll keep the camera off of him out of respect. Take a quick word from our sponsor. Be right back here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
This Wolfpack broadcast is brought to you in part by Cornerstone Restaurant and Bakery at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. The Cornerstone offers breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and baked goods. The phone number is 716-234-4002, or find them on Facebook. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Cornerstone in Sherman for their support.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
And welcome back into Clymer here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. Devin Hughes to his feet. Good to see him on his own power heading off the football field.
Yes.
Certainly looks a little stunned, though, after that big play.
Yes, he does.
I wish we had instant replay to show right now, Coach, because that was one of the coolest plays I've seen.
The effort of both sets of athletes were just phenomenal. That's that secondary effort I was talking about again earlier.
The ball slightly underthrown by Carson White. Devin Hughes turned, high-pointed the ball, and went up in the air for it. And then out of nowhere, Cameron Eining jumps over him and catches the football.
Bends to the side and back a little bit and grabs it with his hands, bobbles a little bit, and then pulls it in safely.
They're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
What? Oh, my.
Now we really need that replay because there's no way he didn't catch that football.
Wow. I'm just wondering if they saw something on the other side that he
was bobbling it, but he certainly looked like he pulled it to his chest before he went down.
I thought he had it in his chest before he landed.
White back to pass. He'll fire, has Burchanowski, completes. Oh, no, incomplete again. Dandon Bensink upsets that pass.
That was a devastating call.
And a tough moment there between the two sidelines. Did you see the tension just now?
Wow, the tension just went up.
The Eagles make the stop. They yell 4, which is kind of like the CSP trademark. And immediately the entire CSP sideline goes silent.
Yeah, the tension, they cut it with a knife.
Wolfpack going to have to punt it off their own 15-yard line now. Michael Horton, the punter.
Let's see what kind of punt Mike comes up with here.
Burchanowski across the formation. There's the snap. Horton gets the ball, gets it off nicely. Nice high punt.
Nice punt.
Going to bounce at about the 44 and be fielded by the pack at the 42.
What a play by Burchanowski just now, because that ball hit and was bouncing back towards.
Yeah, would have cost him
Mikey.
A few yards. Yeah,
that would have been a 4 to 5 yard added on, and he deprived him of that.
Looks like
Red Lucky's got a cramp.
comes up with a cramp. So that was another 45. That was a 48-yard punt by Michael Horton.
Yeah, I'm so glad, Michael. Michael, and hopefully somebody will tell you you're doing a great job out there. Keep your chin up and keep doing what you're doing. I'm glad you're playing football your last, senior year here, because
kid's an incredible athlete. I told everybody a couple weeks ago, wait till basketball. He's going to be tearing it up on the court as well.
I was just heartbroken when he didn't play last year.
The give to Benson up the middle. He gets pushed back by Gomez, and now the Wolfpack gobble him up.
Yep.
Troy Chambers on the tackle as Daniel Redlecki joins him.
Troy's coming to life here a little bit.
Really nice spot there for Benson. Look at that. Gained 3 on the play. I don't think at any point he was that far forward.
Wow. I'm looking at this going, wait a minute, why is that there?
So if you're Ty Harper now, and we already talked about what we say to the Wolfpack at halftime, if you're Ty Harper, you're up 14-6 with 7 minutes to play in the third quarter, and you got Thandon Bensink, are you just running the ball here? Not taking chances?
Yeah, you got to be careful. You can't play loose football here. And this comes down to that management of the X's and O's. That's how this outcome is going to be. Who manages their X and O's better? You got to control the clock. You got to control the field of play.
2nd and 7, low snap given to Bensink. He's going to move forward for a gain of about 3 before he's taken down there by the Wolfpack.
The lineman's a little slow to get up.
Nice little misdirection there from the Eagles. That jet sweep misdirection.
That was a good play.
Blake Beckering in from the linebacker position to make the tackle.
So it gives you what, 3rd and 5 now?
3rd and 5, 3rd and 4.5 maybe.
I'll take that.
6:15 to play in the third quarter. It's 14-6 Chautauqua Lake.
Yeah, sometimes you're better off not trying those big long plays because you have more chance for turnover.
They'll move everybody around, go with 2 tight ends now.
Got to keep the mental mistakes down.
The snap. He'll roll out the pass to the right side. Wolfpack in pursuit. He'll fire one up out of bounds. And Gibbs went down real awkwardly there. And the CSP sideline wants an intentional grounding, but I believe he was outside of the pocket.
Come on, Coach White. Oh.
There's a flag.
What? Oh, come on.
And they do call it. Wow, a really late call.
Wow.
Intentional grounding on Gibbs.
Wow. I can't believe this CSP staff coerced.
Where is so the hash marks are the numbers here in Clymer? Is that the case?
Yes.
And if that's the case, he was not outside the hash marks. He was 2 steps inside the numbers when he threw the ball away.
And he threw the ball. He had a receiver, but when he threw the ball, he was off balance because somebody was starting to initiate the hit, and then it went out of bounds.
Yep.
Wow.
Crazy chain of events there. It's going to be a punting down for Chautauqua Lake. The CSP defense does their job. 4th and 10 punting down from their CSP 47.
Yeah.
Fairbank back to punt.
Fairbank's punt. I don't think he hasn't done this much today.
Just once, I think. Maybe twice. Burchanowski and Beckering back for the Wolfpack. There's the snap. Fairbank's kick nice and high. Burchanowski going to fair catch it at the 11.
Good call.
Long field again, though, for the Wolfpack.
The battle continues.
And
the battle continues.
It's interesting. You wouldn't think field position would be something we talked about in a high school football game, but it has been a big part of this game so far.
Yes,
the Wolfpack has had the long field most of the second half so far. So, well, interested to see if Springville cancels any more games or if that was just the 1 week against Southwestern because of maybe injuries or something like that.
I understand. Like we talked about, I kind of understand it, but again, what do you teach? I don't know how do you call that? What are you teaching your kids? Who's taking a timeout now?
Timeout Chautauqua Lake. So Ty Harper or Chris Payne did not like what they saw there and thought they might want to talk about it for a minute.
Well, I think between that and this might also be one of those you have to sacrifice a timeout to give the kids the old, all right, we got to recheck our emotions. Let's put them all back in the box.
Yeah.
We still got a game to play here because that's when you get the rise in mental mistakes and turnovers happen.
Yep. And all CSP needs is one of those to take it to the house and
that's
make
right.
this a game all over again. If you remember back to last year, I think you and I did the Lackawanna game together, right? Mm-hmm. And Lackawanna had got up 3 or 4 scores on the Wolfpack.
Yeah.
And then they started getting a little cocky. And the Wolfpack immediately reeled them right back in, and it was a game again.
Yes.
And that's exactly what you're talking about when you talk about checking your emotions.
And especially in a game that's close, that's even more dangerous if you don't check your emotions.
All right. First and 10 at the 12 for the Wolfpack. White in the shotgun.
See what kind of adjustments Payne made here.
3 wide to the left. 1 over there by themselves to the right is Blake Beckerink. The give to Whitney up the middle. He's going to power forward. He's still on his feet, still pushing the pile. And look at Whitney come through the pile even after the whistle. He's not done. He's never done. Nice run there by Sawyer.
Now, an interesting thing to note is Jacobson has only been playing offense.
He's been in on a few defensive plays. That one where he broke up the interception.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I think it's like obvious passing downs. They're putting him in like a nickel or something.
Easing him back into it because I know he has been in the past a force to reckon with on defense.
White rolls to his left, looks to throw. Sidearms one completed to Johnny Abers. Abers going to drag a man forward. He's got the first down and more up to the 30-yard line.
Abers likes to be fed those sidearms.
And it's a perfect kid to catch that ball over the middle. Johnny is a gritty, hard-working fighter, and he drags a defender about 7 more yards down the field. First and 10 for the Pack at the 30 now. 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 3 wide still to the left. Beckerink by himself over on the right side. The snap. Wide receiver screen to this side. Cameron Eining going to be the recipient. He's got some room to run up to the 40 and knocked out of bounds at about
going to be
the
close
44.
to a fourth down.
They're going to give him a first down by about 2 yards.
I was going to say the spot was generous on that.
And Cam again ran right to contact. He did not shy away from contact with number 6, Devin Hughes. He and Devin are the two that had the contact before.
Yep, he's not afraid to hit.
Wolfpack still going to have 3 wide to the near side, even though it's the small side of the field. This leaves Beckerink in a one-on-one on the far side. Handoff to Whitney up the middle. He's going to power forward for about 6 or 7 yards.
A good 6 yards on that. Gets him just over the 50.
Whitney's got to be nearing 100 yards if he hasn't already passed it on the day. Solid work day for Sawyer Whitney. No surprise there.
Oh, they're going to mark it right at the 50.
Wolfpack right back on the ball. Little up-tempo offense. 3 wide now to the far side of the field. There's the snap. Handoff to Whitney. He powers through the hole. He'll fall forward for 2. And Sawyer, smallest guy out there, I think. I mean, I don't think there's anybody smaller than him.
Yeah, great kid. And it just amazes me. But we've had this. That's the beauty of our programs. You know, we have some of these kids that are just fantastic dynamos.
3rd and 3, the give to Whitney. He's going to make him, we got man miss and get the first down. Gain of about 8 for Sawyer, up to the 40.
Hard-nosed kid, very hard-nosed.
What a nice move he made there on the linebacker, number 2, Tristan Gibbs. Gibbs got to him in the backfield, and he just made a nice sidestep and went around him.
Well, we're going to give him a little bit of a break, and Michael Horton's in.
So now you go Horton, and you move Blake Beckerink into the backfield. Horton taking Beckerink's spot out there on the far end.
Yep.
There's the snap, the give to Beckerink. Here's that change of possession thing once again. He takes off up the middle, gain of 15, maybe 20 for Blake Beckerink.
Did you see how he was able to make a change in the field?
Yeah.
He had a defense coming in on him, was going to get tackled, and just with a little bit of a shuffle, he was able to open up another hole, and boom, he was gone. Oh, man, I thought for sure he was going to break that.
Same formation for the Pack. The give to Blake again. This time he's met in the hole.
Yeah,
they were ready for him that time.
Oh, we're getting a little...
Tavier Wells and Trent Hauser throw him to the ground after the whistle, and Blake's holding his lower back.
We're getting things a little too close to the whistle here now.
And now you see a whole bunch of attention from everybody. The whole place went silent as soon as that happened. Root cause of that problem, though, Coach, and I don't mean to take anything away from the parents right now who are upset thinking that was a late hit or something. The offensive line's got a block there.
Oh, yeah. It was like a chain break. And you can't say anything about the tacklers because they're tackling hard. They're told to go to the whistle. And so when they start to initiate a tackle, and that's the problem with that forward progress and stuff that's the call on the referee, sometimes that can cause more harm because you already have a kid that's initiating a tackle, and then they blow the whistle in the middle of the tackle. What's the kid supposed to do? You can't stop. Your momentum is going to take you down.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure there was no harm or foul in what was happening. It looked real rough, but.
So during that timeout, Blake came off the field on his own power. 3:09 to play in the third, but during that timeout, Cam Eining over here getting treatment once again. He has a cut, it looks like behind his ear on his right side of his head.
I didn't see that.
And he was receiving treatment. As soon as Blake was back on his feet, he put his helmet back on, took off right back out on the field. No doubt about it for him. He's not messing around.
No. Like I said, he does not want to be off that field.
2nd and 10 for the Pack at the, I guess going to be at the 26-yard line. There's the snap. Fakes the handoff. White going to roll to the right. He'll now fire it over there to Burchanowski. Burchanowski makes a man miss. Gain of about 7 for Gavin.
Yep.
And that was a really nice design play because you could either, it was that screen option, right?
Correct.
You could either run it or you could toss it over there to Burchanowski, who was waiting for the football. White did a good job of pulling in that cornerback, too.
Yeah, that's the variation of the good old quarterback option, which you don't see much anymore, but that's like a screen option, like you said. And it's
3rd and 5, White under pressure. He's going to get away from Gibbs. He rolls back away from his receivers, though. He's going to find somewhere to go with the ball, and he throws it out of bounds.
Oh. I don't know if you...
Yeah, the Lakeside line really wanted an intentional grounding there, but they're not going to get it.
But as soon as the ball went towards out of bounds, Michael Horton, who was in the vicinity of that, put his hand up in the air like
he was going to catch the ball.
Yeah.
Smart receiver there.
Smooth, Mikey, smooth.
Big 4th down for the Wolfpack with 2:25 to play in the 3rd. They trail 14-6. It is 4th and 5 at the 20-yard line. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. He looks to the left side. Fires, has a man, completes the pass. Burchanowski has a Wolfpack first down. Wow.
Where is he at? We're going to post this at the 5.
Looking for the spot. Looks like maybe the 7.
Oh, yep, 7-yard line.
And how about Gavin Burchanowski? Big catch there.
Oh, yeah, that was good. And good for him for just laying, because he wasn't up on his feet enough that he just called it good because he knew he had the first down and they're in the red zone. So
2 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and goal for the Wolfpack from the 8 according to the scoreboard. White under center. The give to the left side. That's Beckerink on the carry, and he's dragging the pile forward. You see a really nice block there from Watson, Toby Watson over the top.
Toby
from the
did
center
a
position.
nice block, yep.
So Blake drags the pile forward for a gain of 5. 2nd and 3 from the 3-yard line. Back in the same formation. Fullback this time is Gomez. Whitney back in at tail. White under center. There's the snap. The give to Whitney with Gomez out front. Ooh. And he's hit by a host of Lake players just shy of the goal line.
I thought for sure he was going to. Oh, he even can't believe that he got denied that.
The Lake linebackers did a smart thing there. They almost delayed their pursuit of the football.
Yes.
Because they had to let Gomez get through the hole first. Otherwise, he was going to run somebody over.
Yeah, Gomez would have cleared the hole out.
All right, 3rd and 1 from the 1-yard line. Same formation, same personnel. White going to take the quarterback sneak up the middle, and he's in for the CSP touchdown. How about that? The battle of the quarterback sneaks continue here in Clymer.
We're back in the game.
14-12 now the score, and will they go for 2 to tie this thing up?
Now comes the crucial play here.
It looks like they are going to go for it here, and some pressure on Coach Greg White here.
Let's see what Coach White cooks up here.
They'll bring Horton and Gomez back off the field to go back with their regular offensive set. Get that heavy set done with. So no fullback in this situation. Einink and Burchanowski to the far side of the field. Beckerink to this side of the field. Tight end to this side of the field. And Whitney to the right side. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll roll to the right side. He has room. He fires and it's deflected.
Oh, deflected.
Asher Olsen jumped about 9 feet in the air and deflected that one. Heck of a defensive effort by Asher Olsen. All right, Coach, 14-12, 56 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
Wow. I feel like I'm watching a Rocky movie.
This is a dogfight. This is exactly what we hoped for. And I'll tell you what, I got to do last week's game with Doc over in Salamanca, and that one was a dogfight. A 21-14 ball game.
Yes,
they could have won either way. This is very
This
similar.
reminds me, I didn't see the whole game because we were out of town. But when I did get to watch some stuff and I went back and reviewed some other things over, very reminiscent of that game.
Salamanca has a quarterback that could be a star tailback on 90% of the teams in Section 6. And he can throw the ball.
Yeah. dangerous, very dangerous.
It reminds me of when Southwestern a couple of years ago had to put Jamison Walsh at quarterback. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, that kid could just do anything with a football. So Jamison's still playing baseball. Shout out to him. Great athlete from Western New York. All right, 14-12, 56 seconds to play here in the third. Wolfpack kicking off to the Eagles. Nice kick from Horton, going to be fielded at the 5. And going to be met and brought down immediately by Talon Persons was all over that.
He wanted that. He wanted that bad.
Asher Olsen could do nothing there after the great play defensively on the 2-point conversion. And now listen to the sideline and the crowd getting into it, Coach. The Wolfpack fans believe.
They are. They are.
48 seconds remain in the third quarter. The Pack down 2. They need their defense to make a big stand. We'll see what they can dial up here to shut down the Chautauqua Lake offense. The Eagles break the huddle, come to the line. They're going to have Gibbs in the shotgun with Bensink to his left, 2 wide to either side of the field. They start this drive at their own 20-yard line. Wolfpack put 4 on the defensive line. They've gone back and forth between 4 and 5 today. Man in motion across the formation. Direct snap, going to be a quarterback run up the middle. That quarterback draw going to be good enough for very close to a first down for Gibbs.
Yeah, it's like inches or it is a first down.
I initially thought that was a direct snap to Bensink the way he took off out of the backfield.
I did, yeah. You know, another perspective on this game is the fact that, you know, the Chautauqua Lake program is basically in infancy stages now because of the new staff, you know.
Right.
So
3 wide to the right for Chautauqua Lake. There's the snap. Gibbs going to look to that side. Wide receiver screen. He completes it out to Devin Hughes, and Hughes is hit immediately and brought down.
Nice
all
coverage.
Over it is Brian Gomez. And it looks like the other player there was Troy Chambers from his defensive tackle position.
Yep.
How do you get from tackle to the flat that fast?
Because he's fast. I've watched him do it before.
Strongest guy on the field, too, I think.
Yep.
If I recall from the weight room sessions, Troy is a very strong guy. You hear the crowd, you hear the fans. It's the fourth quarter here in Clymer. 14-12, the Eagles lead. We'll be back after a quick word from our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Utegg's Body Shop for their support.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's Modern Rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
And welcome back into Clymer, New York. Josh Hosier, Coach Honcho here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. 14-12 ball game, final quarter of play. Coach, we got a good one.
What a fight here this is. This is, again, we can't say it enough. This is great football. Great football.
It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Eagles once everything's set up to go here to get this fourth quarter going. And we talked about the emotions throughout the game. A couple different times they've kind of boiled over a little bit, but for the most part, both teams keeping it in check.
They're keeping it in check, and that's a good thing. It's got to be kept in the box.
2nd and 8 now for the Eagles. They come out of their huddle. Gibbs in the shotgun with Bensink to his right. 1 wide receiver out to either side. The fullback up in that kind of wing back position. There's the snap. Gibbs going to look to throw to his right. He does. Has a man. It's Hughes, and he drops the ball.
Oh, he had a first down, too.
Hughes was out of bounds as well. I'm not sure if he's out of bounds when he dropped the ball or not, but it was right on the sideline. Really a nicely placed ball by Gibbs.
And that's one of those things that if you're a receiver, you have to concentrate. You got to get the ball first.
Right.
Then you got to worry about where your feet are.
And we talked about that. I think Cam Eining had one like that earlier in the game where he was a little more concerned with what was going to happen after he caught it than the actual catch itself. Big third down now for the Wolfpack defense.
Because sometimes you just have to focus on getting that ball in, and then where you land, you know.
3rd and 8, Jacobson, the lone wide receiver to the left side. Now they'll bring them back to that side. trips to the right, but now they'll bring someone across the formation. Gibbs going to take off himself up the middle, and he's hit hard in the hole.
Oh, man.
Guess who it was? Cam Eining.
Oh. Cam
Eining
put the
saw
smack
that and
down.
laid it out on the quarterback.
Sign that boy up for WWE. Oh, my gosh.
That's another game-changing play by Cam Eining. He's had 3 or 4 of them today.
Wow.
You know, I don't make a habit, Coach, of giving the player of the game to the same guy week after week, but I'm going to have a really hard time not giving it to Cam if they pull this off today.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Even though I'm telling you he had that, but
that catch in midfield.
That's
they absolutely had that catch.
We need the reverse field angle.
All right, getting ready for the punt now from Chautauqua Lake. There's the snap. Fairbank punt is in the air.
Nice high punt.
Burchanowski getting a fair catch. He's touched. He was touched after calling for a fair catch, and the flag comes out.
He got the flag on it.
So Burchanowski calls for the fair catch, and the gunner just ran right into him. Is that a 15, Coach? I think it's a 15.
I think it's a 15.
That changes the battle of field position that we've been talking about most of the game. Huge call here for the officials as they huddle up near the 40-yard line.
And as the Coach Honcho broken record says, mental mistakes.
This is a kind of a pivotal moment for the guys in stripes. They have to make the right call here.
The guys in stripes, yep.
You know, I hate it when a call goes the wrong way and everybody says the refs influenced the game. So in a situation like this, you see them make a good call and you got to almost, pat them on the back and say, hey, good job, guys. What was the call? Fair catch interference?
Yeah.
They're all pacing off in different directions.
I don't know. Al Frazier was doing a Rockettes dance out there.
And we're waiting for him to pace it off to see if it's a 15 or a 5. Going to be a 15. So the Wolfpack will start on the Chautauqua Lake side of the field with 10:56 to play. Nice break there for Coach Bodemer's crew.
Yep, that was a costly mental mistake on Chautauqua Lake.
And we'll see. Did the Wolfpack have the momentum finally? We'll see what their offense can do starting at the 48 of the Eagles.
And that's such a hard play because you're coming flying in.
White gives to Whitney, and he drags the pile for 8.
Yes.
So I talked about Chautauqua Lake when they got the lead to just see if Thandon Bensink was going to run the ball a bunch. You have Sawyer Whitney if you're CSP, and he can do that almost any time he wants.
Yeah. And that good secondary effort when most people will be down, he's pushing a little bit harder to get those next couple of yards. 2 backs to either side. Whitney to the left of White. The give to Whitney. No, it's a fake. White rolls out to his left. He'll fire. First down and more. I think it was Horton over there on the far sideline. Mikey.
There's a flag after the play, though, behind Horton. And I'm curious what that flag is.
Oh, that hurt. What?
CSP,
ineligible receiver. I couldn't believe Al did that.
I wonder who they got because I didn't see any of the line downfield, but must have been someone off the line before the ball was thrown.
Wow.
That's the only danger with that option like that because White gets all the way over there to the numbers, and the line's already taken off to go get a secondary block, right?
Yes. As a former lineman, that was one of the frustrational parts with that particular style of play.
So a 5-yard penalty backs the Wolfpack up to the 45.5-yard line. 2nd and 7 from there. White in the shotgun. 3 wide to his right. There's the snap. Gives to Whitney. Whitney hitting the backfield and somehow drags the pile back past the line of scrimmage. Gain of about a half a yard for Sawyer. How did he do that? 3 guys, 3 defensive linemen hanging off of him. He still went forward.
Yeah, but the pile got larger. It was like blob tag. All of a sudden, you had 3 guys on him, and then there was 5 guys on him.
Exactly. All right, big third down now for the Pack with 9:58 to play in the game. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll look to throw. Wide receiver screen to this side. Cameron Einig is the receiver. He's got room to run up to the 40 and knocked out of bounds at about the 42. It's going to be, depending on the spot. We're waiting to see.
This sideline judge has liked Cam, so
it looks like he's got him a pretty good spot there. And a lot of conversation. It is a CSP first down. Wow, that was incredible. Lots of tension here, Clymer. 14-12 your score. The Eagles lead, but the Wolfpack on the drive with 9:45 to play. A first down for them at the 37-yard line. 3 wide to the left. Beckerink to the right. White waits in the shotgun for the snap. There it is. He'll give it to Whitney up the middle. Whitney going to fight his way forward for a couple of yards.
It's brought down solid by Tristan Gibbs. The younger Gibbs is a big-time force to be reckoned with on that defense.
They have him listed as tight end linebacker, and I know he plays a bunch of different positions, not just those two. He plays running back and some other things as well. But he is a very tough kid. Second and 8.
And you know what? He just likes playing defense.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, but
White under pressure.
A good offensive player, too.
And he fires that one over Birchanowski's head. And then a late hit on the quarterback. The referees didn't like Clayton Smith putting him on his back after the whistle.
Oh, Al Frazier's talking to Smith there.
No laundry on the field. Just a warning, looks like, for Clayton Smith.
Wow. How did we escape that?
And White on his back there, and the Wolfpack sideline not happy there was no flag.
I'm surprised the Wolfpack coaches didn't get a little heavier in on the chatter with the official.
All right. So still going to be, now it's going to be 3rd and 8. 3 wide to the left. White checks the sign on the sideline.
What the heck? Greg
White's unhappy about something. I think they're arguing the down.
Still. 3rd down.
All right. Everybody's happy now. Let's play some football. There's the snap. White looks to throw to his left side. He checks it down. Now he'll roll to his right. He has a little bit of room. Here comes Ram, and Ram will chase him out of bounds after a short gain. 4th down for the Wolfpack.
Yep.
And the battle of who calls for the loudest is on here in Clymer. 4th and 6, pivotal play. 9:03 to play. The Wolfpack could come back from not getting a first down here. They're only down 2 with plenty of time.
Key play. This has been the game of key plays. What you'd rather see.
See what Greg White has dialed up here for Coach Payne's defense. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He fakes the handoff to Whitney. He'll fire, has a man, and it's through the hands of Einink, incomplete.
Poor Cam.
Second drop of the day for Cam, unfortunately. Well, I guess the third because that went up to 50.
Ditch the stupid gloves. Another one of Coach Honcho's pet peeves is them stupid receiver gloves.
So there's 8:58 to play. The Wolfpack are down 2. The ball's at the 33-yard line, and now their defense is going to have to come out and make a stand. The Wolfpack has had a story about dropping passes this year. They lost to Salamanca last week on a drop pass going in for the score to tie the game.
That was a tough one right there.
Well, sideline trying to get this defense fired up. They're going to need a big stand here with 8:58 to play as they trail by 2. The Eagles come to the line. Gibbs going to go under center with a fullback and Bensink in the backfield.
And the bleachers are quiet over on this side.
Fakes the handoff to Bensink. He's back to throw. Fires one up. He has a receiver outrunning everybody, and he catches it down at the 30, and Hughes is brought down at the 25. Wow. A huge gain.
What a huge play.
Hayden Sexton brings him down. And Sexton, had he put his hands up, probably would have deflected that ball, but I don't think he knew where it was as he was in pursuit.
He did not know where that ball was at. So now we're at the 26-yard line.
Real tough break for the CSP defense.
Knocking at the Wolfpack door.
Clock stops while they move the chains. Now they get it rolling again. Gibbs again under center. The snap. They give to Bensink on the right side. Bensink going to get hit in the hole. Brought down by Toby Watson and Daniel Redlecki. Going to be a gain of a couple.
Cam got his hands in on that, but got pushed down to the ground.
It's something you see at the pro level and definitely at the college level. The punch at the football in a situation like that when a back gets held up. You don't see it as much at the high school level. You have to really develop that skill.
And that's a skill that we do work on. We work on trying to get that ball, knocking it loose, because that can be important.
Gives back to pass. He's under pressure. They're all over him. Can they get him?
Oh, my God.
And, wow, he's going to throw it away at the last second.
Come on. No, he's got.
And there's the flag.
Oh, here we go again.
And that one, Gibbs was about to be just absolutely destroyed by Redlecki. He threw that thing about a mile out of bounds. He was 2 steps inside the numbers, Coach, and no receiver in the area.
Wow. He had some receivers down roughly in the area. Now there's going to be a conflap because he had 2 receivers down there.
I think the argument is how far he threw it out of bounds. It wasn't wasn't anywhere near the field of play. The crowd's silent, waiting for this official conference to end. This is a big deal again. Another big call for the guys in stripes.
Insert Jeopardy music here. Here we go.
They'll break their huddle. Still waiting for someone to signal here.
Oh, he took
He's
it
gonna
off.
Pick the flag
he
up.
waved the flag off.
And the CSP sideline is not happy.
Oh, my word.
So 2nd and 9.
Coach Dan White has come unglued.
Wolfpack gets set. Look at this, going to be quads to the right for Chautauqua Lake. Trick play here. There's the snap, the wide receiver screen to that side, and the Wolfpack. Cam Einig
brings it down.
Absolutely
Denied.
blows that play up, and you see that?
Cam Einig denied that.
He makes the tackle, stands up, and looks right at Ty Harper before he walks back to his team's huddle.
Wow.
I think that was his way of telling his former coach, don't try that one on me, please.
Oh, boy, ladies
Big
and gentlemen.
stop by the CSP defense.
The tensions are rising.
Now, you can't taunt the far sideline. You can't do anything like that, but you can look at him, and that's all he did. All right, big 4th down now. 4th and 11. They're going to go for it here. And timeout for the Eagles. They want to talk about it.
This is crucial because now you're down to 1 timeout.
It must be they don't have the ability to kick a field goal from this pretty far out, right? We're at the 27, so
yeah, that's a tough high school
42, 43-yard field goal. That's pretty far. Maybe if you have Bryce Hinsdale.
Hey, a quick shout out to Heather White and Triple E. You guys did a great job on the stuff this year, especially, I got to tell you, it was classy today at the senior day with the moms all wearing the jersey style shirts with their sons' names on it, and it said Proud CS Senior Mom on the front. That was excellent. Nice job. Way to go, Heather. You need stuff, you got to go over there because they do a real nice job with all your apparel needs.
Absolutely. We want to thank them for sponsoring our sports stream as well.
Yeah.
They are
big supporters, always have been.
They are played here throughout the show, but we don't always thank everybody individually, so I want to make sure that
Sorry, that's just me.
No, it's good. And it's a good point. We try to do it throughout the year. We pick a couple here and there and talk about them.
I want to see if Heather's listening to the game.
There you go. You'll get a message on it. All right. 4th and 11. Big play here. Jacobson and Hughes to the left side. That's their 2 better receivers. Looks like Olsen by himself over to the right side. Gibbs going to be in the shotgun with Bensink to his left. Olsen actually is in the backfield. Far side is Carson Fairbank.
Yes.
There's the snap. Gibbs drops back to pass. Pressure is coming. Wow. The Wolfpack is all over him, and he's going to be drugged down from behind. The ball comes out.
Yep. Oh, batted out of bounds.
And Daniel Redlecki, the sophomore, chases him down from behind. How about that from the sophomore? And the name Redlecki is synonymous with messing everything up for Chautauqua Lake today.
So I would say this is the first time in the season that Chautauqua Lake has had any type of real pressure on their pass plays, and CSP has been putting some real hard pressure on their passing program.
1st and 10 for the Pack at their own 30, 7-10 to play. They've got time. They're down 2. They'll line up with the wingback to the right side. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. He'll run behind his wingback and get dragged down in the backfield. He had a great lead block there from Weber. Or no, it was Colton Hamilton that was out front. He was already all the way to the 3rd level, hitting a safety. But the running back was tripped up in the backfield.
Yeah, Clayton Smith brought him down.
Not every day you see a guard get to the 3rd level that fast.
No, that's... And you know what? Sometimes that's a hard thing to teach kids. You talk about it when you're working with the line, but to actually see a kid put it into practice is hard at that 3rd level.
White going to throw the wide receiver screen. Einig with the catch. He gets by one man, and he's up to the 35-yard line. Going to be a gain of 7 for Einig.
Good grab of yards here.
And the battle between him and Asher Olsen continue. That time, Asher taken out of the play by Birchanowski. So 3rd and 5. Big play here for the Wolfpack offense. Down to 6 minutes and 11 seconds to play. White in the shotgun. 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. That's the short side of the field. Snap bounces off his hands. He'll fall on it.
Whoa.
And Toby Watson and Carson White and Toby Watson not on the same page there.
What even happened with that?
He moved Whitney to the other side of the backfield. I think they were trying to audible.
Oh, okay.
And in whatever call he was making, Toby Watson snapped the ball. Now Watson coming off the field here. They get ready to punt it away.
Some jitters. Definitely got some jitters here, obviously. Big game. A lot on the line here.
Big moment for Michael Horton here in the punting game with 5:22 to play.
Let's see how he does.
Low snap. He reels it in, gets it up. Nice kick again from
beautiful.
Horton.
Woo!
Going to be fielded at the 30. Wolfpacker there. Big hit, knocks him out of bounds. Aiden Woodis cannot go any further.
Nope.
And really nice punt, nice field position change. Going to be a 45-yard punt again for Horton.
That was a beautiful punt, too.
He actually kicked it. Yeah, he actually kicked it 50 yards, but the 5-yard return negates a little bit of that. But
yeah,
5:12 to play. They're down 2. Their defense going to have to make a stand again.
Let's see what we got coming up here now. See what Ty Harper's toolbox is like right now.
Well, and if you're CSP, you got to stick with what's working, getting good pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah, you got
to make him make bad decisions.
Well, you're going to have to force them to do the running game, you know,
Yeah.
because you've already shut down part of their passing, or not all their passing program. Now you leave them with a running game.
2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. 2 backs in the backfield with Gibbs, who's in the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. There's the snap, a high one. He reels it in, gives it to Bensink. Bensink gets past one man, and he's tackled for a gain of about 4 on the play.
Not a bad run. Not a bad run.
Bensink, a nice misdirection. It looked like he was going to come to the left side,
Yep.
and then he broke it back to the right.
He did a good change of field direction.
Going to call it a 5-yard gain for Bensink. 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Down to 4:45 to play here in the game. Eagles lead 14-12. Wolfpack defense needs to come up with a big stop here. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left. That solo wide receiver is Jacobson. The snap to Gibbs. The give to Bensink, and he's hitting the hole. Going to fall forward for a gain of 2 or 3.
That.
Daniel Redlecki on the tackle.
No, almost 3 yards. So we're at
3rd and short.
3rd and short. 3rd and 2.
Clock ticking down to 4:10. Probably be down by below 4 minutes before this play goes. Definitely will. Wolfpack still has 3 timeouts. The Eagles have 1 remaining. Eagles break their huddle, 3:52 to play. Wolfpack defense, they got to make a stand right here.
That's an interesting set. Everything's on the short side of the field.
There's the snap, the quarterback sneak. They stand him up. He falls forward, but he's not got far enough for the first down.
Denied.
Now the Wolfpack going to call a timeout here. Let this clock run. They are letting it run. The clock is running. Down to 3:30.
So we're 4 and 1. Huge play for CSP here.
15 seconds have run off.
Official timeout for measurement.
They're going to measure. He's quite a bit short from our angle. Doesn't look close from here. But I guess because it's such a big game, you don't want to make this decision wrong.
Oh, the official put his hand and holding the ball from the wind again, which is non-existent here at Clymer.
It's fantastic.
It's a beautiful day in Clymer. If you're not here, I'm sorry, because you're missing all the sights, the sounds, and a heck of a football game.
Here comes the measurement. They'll stretch out the chains. He is definitely a yard short.
Yep.
4th down. Wolfpack defense did their job.
4th and 1 foot. Timeout.
Timeout CSP, but the clock now at 3:16. They should have stopped the clock 20 seconds sooner.
Wow. That was a way to get an extra timeout when you don't have extra timeouts, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
To get them to do a measurement.
Well, okay.
And then CSP
They have 2 left now after that one.
I'm not sure what well, this is a very crucial play.
Especially if Chautauqua Lake was to go for it here.
Well, what would you do?
Don't put it past Ty Harper.
This is a rough one, because if you punt it, you're going to give CSP
just over 3 minutes and 2 timeouts. Plenty of time.
Long field again.
Yep.
Long field again for them. But they've been converting the long field into a short field recently, so that's a plus for CSP.
See what we get here from Chautauqua Lake. Looks like the offense coming out.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go for it.
4th and about 3/4 of a yard, we'll call it. Huge play here. This is the game.
They got Jacobson in there, out on the wide, and they got Asher Olsen out on the wide.
Gibbs under center. They'll try the sneak again. He plunges forward for the first down.
Wow.
He actually delayed and then went around to the left end and got just enough.
What a savvy maneuver. Not so much in the favor of CSP. But
so CSP, they can still get the ball back here, but they're going to get it back with almost no time left.
And they're down to 2 timeouts.
They can't let Chautauqua Lake move the ball forward much here. If they give them even a short 3rd down play, they're going to be...
They can't afford another first down conversion.
Gibbs in the shotgun. Running the clock as far down as he can. 2:45 to play. The snap. The give to Bensing. No, a fake. He's going to throw it. Now he's hit and brought down by Daniel Redlecki and Mason Groders. No gain on the
line
play.
Of scrimmage.
Timeout CSP.
Timeout, Wolfpack.
2:35 remains.
Wow, now the game of chess.
Yeah, 1 timeout left now for the Wolfpack. And 2:35, and Ty Harper, he's going to try to use every second he can here.
Yes, he is. And rightfully so. Any smart coach is going to do that.
It'll be interesting to see if the Wolfpack do get the ball back here, what the approach is. Is it the short throws out of bounds? Get out of bounds, keep moving slowly up the field, or do you take some deep shots? Can Carson really air one out,
He's not going to be able to sidearm it if he's going to air it out that much. And it's going to be hard to gain ground if you're just doing little.
I saw him at 7-on-7s throwing the ball pretty far down the field. He definitely can get it down the field.
I know he can.
Pack defense have to make a stand first.
He's got to remember to settle his feet and then throw, Sometimes he throws a little on abrupt.
We talked about this being the battle of quarterback sneaks. 4th and 1, and Ty Harper quarterback sneaks it to get the first down.
I didn't expect that.
2nd and 10. Gibbs going to be pitching it to Bensink. Good pressure in the backfield, but he gets around the edge. He's going to get about 3 on the play before the Wolfpack get him, and they try to get him out of bounds over there on the far sideline, but they won't.
No.
Final timeout for the Wolfpack.
Oh, that hurt.
3rd and a lot. We'll say 7. 2:24 to play.
2:24.
Pack down by 2.
Wait a minute. What did he say?
He wants the clock changed to 2:25. Wants a second put back on.
Okay, let's see if.
Every second does matter at this point.
Oh, yes, it does.
So if you're Carson White standing here on the CSP sideline, watching what's transpiring here, knowing that if your team makes a stop here on 3rd down, 40 seconds later, it's your football.
Well, here's the deal. You got to try a deep pass right out the get-go because, A, you either connect and it's big gain and then your receiver can step out of bounds, or B, it's incomplete and stops the clock.
Right.
So
it also pushes the defense back, right?
Yes. You got. I would think you got to go for that long haul.
We thank you for joining us here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. We're in a thriller here in Clymer. 14-12 the score. The Eagles leading, and they have a 3rd and 8 with 2:25 to play. The Wolfpack defense trying to get a stop here. No timeouts left for the Pack. Gibbs under center. There's the snap. Fakes the pitch. He'll roll out to his left. He's going to fire one up. He has his man Hughes, and the ball's thrown in front of him, incomplete. They stop the clock for the Wolfpack.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, now we're doing the battle of the fours.
This is interesting. I'm going to tell you this, Coach. I would never have expected Ty to throw there. Ty Harper throws the ball on 3rd and long in a situation where he needs to burn as much clock as possible.
Now comes an interesting play. What do we do here?
It's 4th and
Oh, looks
8.
like they're going to punt.
The punt team is on. So if you're the Wolfpack, obviously you want Birchanowski or Beckering to get a chance to return this. But if you're the Eagles, you're almost better just kicking this out of bounds and letting one of those two guys have it, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure how big of a leg Fairbanks has right now, but I would want the biggest boot he can with a hopeful roll down into the end zone so it comes back. You know.
There's the snap. Fairbanks kick, a low one. Going to take a bounce in front of Birchanowski. The Wolfpack get out of the way, and they'll down it there. That's where they're going to have to make their stand. They'll start at their own 20. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play.
And they have no timeouts left.
2 minutes is plenty of time to go 80 yards.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is one of your standard drills as a coach. You spend a good amount of time on the 2-minute drill. What can we accomplish in 2 minutes with the goal of scoring in that time frame?
To our Southwestern friends who I just saw walk by, if you're watching this CSP team the last 2 weeks, 2 dogfights with 2 really good football teams, don't sleep on these guys. CSP's not done. And I'm sure everybody's here today from the C-South. I saw the Southwestern guys.
This is a watched game, and I tell you what, that Southwestern game is going to be interesting with both of these teams, and then the Salamanca Chautauqua Lake game is going to be interesting. A lot of good football left here.
Absolutely.
In the southern tier for Class C.
And C-South's great. It's great football. I mean, not that the D isn't great football. I think playing Randolph and Franklin-Villacaville is always good matchups. Right. And I would have liked to have seen how the CSP team did against Newfane this year. I think they would have matched up pretty well with them.
Yes, I think they would have as well.
Nonetheless, the battle in front of the Wolfpack now to decide if they're going to go to 2-2 or if they're going to go to 3-1 on the year.
Yep.
They're down 2 with 2:10 to play. They got 80 yards to go and no timeouts.
First and 10 Wolfpack from their own 20-yard line.
And now that coaching battle I've been talking about. This is Payne against White. Ball bounces off of White, and he has to dive on it. Now that clock is running.
Yeah, that clock is running.
Wolfpack has to get on the ball quickly here. 2nd and 13. They're on the ball.
55, 53.
Waiting for Eining to get set. There's the snap. Almost got away from him again. White's going to air one out. He has back. Oh, just over Birchanowski's head.
All right.
That was the play you asked for, Coach.
Yep.
And that time Carson overthrows everybody, and Blake Beckerink is down. Looks like maybe a cramp for him.
What? Yeah.
Official timeout for an injured player.
Clock was stopped anyway, so it doesn't look like it matters.
I know. But you called it at the beginning when somebody said, "Oh, this is great, no cramps, blah blah," and you called it and you said, "Yeah, you wait. There's going to be cramps."
Seems to be the standard in high school football these days. At least 2 or 3 times a game.
It always has been from time on eternity. That's why the kids always hated it when I brought the jar of pickle juice on the sidelines.
And it looks like maybe upper body for Blake as they're taking a look at his head and neck area.
He's been beat around. I mean, both these teams have been playing everything and anything they have left in the gas tank right now.
After this injury, it's going to be 3rd and 13 for the Wolfpack on their own 20-yard line, their own 17-yard line.
So now comes the play call. What are you calling on this one?
They got to get the first down, but they have 2 plays to get there, right?
Yeah.
So don't take a stupid chance just to get the first down. You keep your relief man in the flat and get your 5 or 10 yards, and then get the first down on 4th down if you have to. But yeah, you got to look down the field first. You got to send somebody deep. If it's me, it's Johnny Abers going deep. He's the fastest receiver I think they have on the field.
Right now, you could do a little sidearm to Johnny Abers, and he might be able to get a first down.
That's true.
You know?
We'll see what the lineup is. So Horton going to go to the short side. He'll be the solo receiver over there. 3 wide to this side, the wide side of the field. Whitney to that side as well. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. A clean one. He looks to throw. Now he's under pressure. Spins away from the defender. He's got time now if he can set his feet. He will throw on the run. He hits Birchanowski.
Out of bounds?
And no, he's going to get brought down inbounds. It's going to be a short gain, like maybe 5 or 6 yards. Clock down to 1:30. 4th and 7 for the Wolfpack. This is the game.
4th and 7.
3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. That's Eining by himself. There's the snap. White drops back. He'll look to the left. He'll fire, has a man. He throws it behind his receiver, Burchanowski, and the Wolfpack are going to turn it over on downs.
In their own territory.
Team's possession, turnover on down.
And what a battle. What a battle.
And I would venture to say that this is not done yet. We will see this rematch again at the end of the season.
It'll be interesting. If this is the 1 and the 4 going into the playoffs, they'll have to beat a North team to get to each other.
Yep.
Because the North teams will slot in. It'll be the North 1 against the South 4. So CSP hypothetically be playing Eden in the first round if they're the 4 seed. But if you get past them, you do get another shot at your foes here in the South.
Gotcha. I forgot about that north-south.
Yeah. Here's the kneel down from Gibbs.
Yep.
Clock runs down under 1:07. So, yeah, right now CSP falls to 4th in the C-South with its loss. But that still leaves them in pretty good shape. Right now they'd play Barker Royhart, in the first round of the playoffs if it was tomorrow. And the North is like this. Barker Royhart, the top team. Cleveland Hill, Eden North Collins, and Medina.
Wow. It's going to be in it.
So 3 teams are undefeated still in the C-South. Salamanca, Southwestern, and Chautauqua Lake.
Well, we haven't heard the last swan song yet of this opera, and we're going to be heading into lots more football. We got still a big season ahead.
Yeah,
a lot of the season ahead for.
And I'll say this: Southwestern got they had a bye this week. That's tough. Chautauqua Lake looked good today, but they didn't look great today. Salamanca looked good last week, but they didn't look great last week. And the Wolfpack could be 4-0 right now. They're a few plays away from being 4-0.
Yeah, in the last 2 games. Last 2 games are just.
So we'll see the handshake line here as we get ready to call it a day here on the 98.9 Sports Stream. The Wolfpack a tough loss, 14-12 to the Chautauqua Lake Eagles. And this is the kind of game we hoped for, Coach Honcho. I mean, it could have been a blowout either way, or it could have been something else crazy, a lot of shoving and stuff. We didn't see that. We saw tempers kept under control.
Yep, they kept emotions packed away, which was good.
Good hard-hitting football.
Some of the best football I've seen in several years. It
was a privilege to do this one with you. I'm happy you were back on the air with me.
Thank for letting me on. Thanks for the station for putting up with me. Truly a pleasure.
And as far as the Wolfpack goes, they fall to 2-2 on the season, 1-2 in Class C South, and they'll head to Fredonia next Friday night for a 7 o'clock kickoff against the Hillbillies up in the Orange Bowl. And the Orange Bowl is an unpredictable place, Coach.
Oh, I know. Now the only problem we got is we have the former CSP players getting chirpy with the Chautauqua Lake guys, which is not good.
Yeah, and right now we're getting to the coach and coach handshakes, and helmet fell there. Somebody dropped the helmet. I see Ty Harper taking the time to tell all his former seniors how much he appreciates them. Great to see that sort of cordiality, and look at the hugs and everything else. So that's the way you turn it down, right? Turn down that pressure and the temperature.
Yep, we got to shut.
Lots of hugs. There's Bodemer and Harper hugging at center field, middle of the field.
We got to shut the pressure cooker off before it explodes.
Good job by these coaches to wind this thing down.
Yep. It's hard after everything and all the blood and mud that we've all endured as a CSP family, and the things that have been brought home over the years, and through all the bad politics of the schools and the situation, and it's good to see that it can be congenial at the end. But like I said, I want to see a rematch of this again.
And actually, I just looked at the way the bracket works. This rematch would be the Section 6 championship game.
Wow.
How about that?
That would be good.
Let's do that for the last one at the Bills Stadium before they move to their new stadium. That'd be
I was going to say
awesome.
for the last Bills Stadium, yep.
Well, and there's no contract signed with the Bills to do this in the new stadium.
No, I heard that they refused the contract because they're putting down natural grass, and they don't want the high school kids tearing it up.
They do it in Pittsburgh. They rip it up the night after. So they run all the high school games Friday, Thursday and Friday. Saturday they rip the field out and put a new one in for the Steelers on Sunday.
You know what? Kudos to the Steelers.
Pretty impressive
for doing that, because that I don't think people realize how important that is for those kids to step on that field and what that means, and win or lose the game that they play there, that is like a lifetime experience that they never forget, to be in there where the players are that they see on a Sunday. And
absolutely,
that's a great thing.
Well, another good one here. Unfortunately, another tough loss for the Wolfpack, 14-12 the final. They fall by 2. But 2 weeks in a row, They were right in the hunt against two very good football teams. No one should count out CSP at this point. They're certainly in it to win it and have a shot to definitely be one of the top teams in the C.
They are definitely the wild card right now.
All right, for Coach Honcho, I'm Josh Hosier. We thank you for joining us on the 98.9 Sports Stream. Have a great afternoon, everyone.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage.